friends, it is me, IBX Toycat, and I am here today to play our craft. But before we start with my very important mission to get the Nautilus armor, because ultimately in Minecraft Survival, after an update, I think there are two categories of things that you can broadly have. There's the things that you want to do, the big exciting projects or whatever else, and there's the things you kind of have to do. In my opinion, the biggest category to include in this would probably be getting some rare niche items. I don't like exploring new chunks in my world if I have to. Even though I love exploration in Minecraft, I feel like there are enough chunks already loaded for me to explore, and that if there's brand new exploration, I'd rather it be for new structures or something like that. But Nautilus armor has presented me with a challenge, and so today I'm going to be getting some right after I concede to you that I am quite tired this morning, evening, 8 PM. It has been a busy streamless, but we keep on going. But so that I can keep on going, I've got myself 2 espresso drinks here, internet. So let's sit in the perfect spot for this. Wonderful, beautiful. By the way, because I know some number of people watch the streams, but, you know, like end up sleeping or tuning out. There is a brand new update available for the Toycat Let's Play world right now, including that brand new sign. And wow, you can get it right from inside of your game, thanks to beautiful policies right here. So if you type in Toycat's Let's Play, I don't know if it comes up actually. You might have to type in Toycat Let's Play. Yeah, if you type in Toycat's Let's Play, it has no idea. But if you type in Let's Play, on the other hand, oh, it still has no idea. If you type in Toycat by itself, then, yeah, you find it alongside Space Cats. And there is a brand new update that hit the store, and you can download it. Check these patch notes. 11 new months of progress up to 1.21.110. Again, internally this is called 1.9.0, but Mojang are calling it 1.0.39, but it includes objectively the worst build. Do you want the objective worst build? Because we have the pack for you if so. Even if you don't download this or you don't buy it, you still get access to one of these skins. So if you've ever wanted to be Toycat but Gravelly, you can get that. Okay, now we've done the important notice. Now I can get myself hydrated or caffeinated. So yeah, I've got 2 espresso drinks here, internet. One of these was a fancy one that came in my advent calendar today. It's by the brand Grind. If you know them, they're a big coffee brand. They make their own coffee. This is a signature drink by them. It costs you several pounds. This one is £1.49 from Aldi. As you can see, it's fancy. It's got IN to imply it's a chemical ingredient. I'm going to test both of these against each other, and I'm going to let you know which one I like more. Because I do think that there is such a thing as, like, there's a point where the gains of spending more drop off. And so, in capitalist society, silly idiots spend their money on things that do not matter. And so what do you do instead? You work out what isn't worth buying. You work out when there's something that has quality worth paying for, and when honestly the only factor you should care about is how many other things that do have quality in there. You're drinking caffeine on purpose. Yeah, that's how I like 7. I like 650. I was like I'm exhausted, but I've got to power through, and then I hoped that like dinner would rejuvenate me, but it feels like it hasn't, and so I'm having as a creator, you're not meant to say that. You're meant to say, I'm so high energy I'm so high energy all the time. Look at my smile. That is biggest smile ever done by Russian. Yeah, what I'm going to do is chat. The only question, I guess, is which one should I try first? Should I try the really fancy one? Oh, this one has those fancy... you know, I'll try the fancy one first. And then we'll work our way down. So, this is... I figured the best way to try it is I got myself a fancy glass here. And we're going to pour a little bit in there. And we're going to see if I like it. Chilius Bean says, alas, we cannot summon the other mods. If you just say the right words, I'm sure you can. Fancy cat. Oh yeah, very fancy apparently. Ooh. Ooh, I like espresso martini. I've got a nice Scottish beer today. Ooh. A Scottish beer, especially too. You know, I really can't get over the fact everything at my local Aldi is so... It's the only supermarket where they're so proud that everything's from the UK. I went to a Scottish Aldi, like, everyone's from Scotland. None of that foreign muck in this place. Which is funny because anything inside of a UK Audi could therefore also be from Scotland. And so in theory, also this is subjectively the best way to drink espresso. So really, really strong espresso notes here. It's kind of caramelly, which is nice. You know, okay, I can't be the only one who looks at a drink like this color. Can you see it correctly? I can't be the only one who sees a drink this color and thinks, that should taste caramel, you know, almost Iron Brew-esque. Hey, Webspy, good to see you.
Yay, stream ass.
Yay, stream ass indeed. Merry stream ass to you. Merry stream ass to me. Merry stream ass to both of us together. So yeah, today is a slightly... It's starting lower energy, and we'll see if the drink brings some into me. Yeah, in theory, it's really good. It tastes like a very fancy coffee, which is good. I'm not noticing any of the other ingredients. It doesn't actually say specifically what it comes with. It just says... oh, no, it does. It does. It's the V1. So that's pretty good. It definitely isn't as it definitely is caramelly a little bit. And then it doesn't taste anything like coffee, which is impressive. So, given this is the major coffee brand, this is the expensive one you have to get from their flagship store. This is available every Audi in the UK. Is the one available at every Audi in the UK going to be better? It's a darker color. You know, this you could understand not tasting anything like caramel. I think that llama wants some... Oh! It smells so strongly of espresso beans. So chat, the llama wants some of my... Oh god, there's a creeper up here. You know, that's a good reminder. Let's go to sleep. I love this wooden spear. I also hate this wooden spear. Okay, so now we will quickly see what the Wandering Trader has to offer. I need to carry emeralds around in my box with me just so I can buy. Like, I think buying sand is like just a no-brainer idea. Like, you can get a bunch... Or maybe it isn't, actually. Maybe it isn't. But let's go home. I love your Let's Play World, says Macum. Wow, if you love my Let's Play World, boy, have I got the build for you. Okay. I've let it rest, chat. Is the Audi cheap alternative any better? I miss Audi. Maybe I'll take a 2-hour road trip to the closest one. Oh, okay. So it's much instead of being like kind of like smooth caramel, this is like strong, almost chocolate, strong, almost espresso. I've just started really being an Audi shopper here in Philly. It's a delightful store. Thank God, not just American choices. Oh, that's interesting. So your Audi doesn't make a big deal about being American. Because if there's one country on this planet that, you know, I almost would say this isn't offensive. It shouldn't be offensive. I hate that I have to say no offense. I think it should be expected that you like your country if we are going to exist in a country where your country... If we exist in a world where your country does any amount of looking after you, then you should love your country at least a little bit, right? I mean, you know, like, if that is an expectation that you would have of it, then the expectation it can have of you. You know, in the same way that you can't say, screw you, mum, and then also say, but also, can you pay for my college and or retirement and my first house or whatever? But yeah, with that said, I like this blatant ripoff, but it definitely does. It's just such a different drink you can't even compare them. Go to Audi for groceries, come home for camping set. Yeah, I love the middle aisle of Lidl, you know, the middle of Lidl and the middle of Audi. The most insane thing. You can go in there being like, yeah, I'll pick up some vegetables. I'll pick up a can of cocktail. I'll pick up one of these things. And you can come home and be like, wow, I was accidentally going, you know, I am going to need a kayaking set for next year anyway, so I'm glad I picked that up. It makes it quite interestingly like, again, one of the few stores in London where you want to drive. You can't take the kayaking set with you on the train. You know how the bus driver's going to see? We call it the Isle of Mysteries, says Villa now. It is, it's a clever thing because it means even if you don't want to shop at Audi or I don't like shopping at Lidl. I've said this before, but like if you're going to a discounter, go to Audi. They get it right. You know, you spend 20% more maybe, and it feels like you're getting things that are a lot more than 20% better. In my opinion, they're on the right point on the min-max curve. But I love the middle section of Lidl anyway. I I have to talk myself out of it a lot. I have to remind myself I've got too much stuff. Honestly, that might be a good reminder to just get rid of some stuff. So the next time I want something big and bulky. Chat, I really wanted, obviously, I don't think I'd ever get it, but I really want a race sim. Or at least, like, you know, to get one for 30 days before abusing a return policy somewhere. And then I was just like, man, every square foot of home that I have is just covered. I don't think that I can do that. The thing I've always liked about Audi is, so yeah, chat. I figured I'd start with a good reminder that sometimes the more expensive thing isn't better, or that the more expensive thing is worth paying for, depending on the thing. In this case, I found that they're so different you can't even compare them. What lesson do you learn from that? Besides, try everything, I guess. Be an open person, and you'll find things you like better than you currently do. Yeah, that's a lesson. That's a lesson. I'll take it. I've never been to an Audi's. You've never been to an Audi's? Wow. Also, Cat Beanie says she lives for the fact that M&S is suing them. Yeah, I think, weirdly, that's a thing that's good for the brand of both companies. That's my crazy take. Sometimes you see stuff like that. I feel like, you know, M&S shoppers love to be able to, you know, like, say, like, oh, we are superior. We are not committing copyright infringement. I'm doing German now. I should, you know, let's commit. Let's commit. This is the accent hat. I can do any accent I like. You know, you know, in communist Russia, all ethnicities are represented equally. They aren't everywhere in America. They opened one in Vegas just after I left. I'm real bummed out by that. I feel like American groceries, because of the, you can argue because of the competition, you can argue because of the higher income, or maybe the geographical diversity. American groceries are more fun than other countries. There's just a trillion, like the classic example is there's 16 million variants of Oreos. You go down the Oreo aisle, and you can't reach the end without dying of starvation, which is good because they've got Oreos to cover you for that. It is crazy. M&S is good if you own 12 homes and want food that lasts for years. I need to get myself 11 more homes. Yeah, I feel like my stereotype of M&S is like anything you get from there will be good. I still wouldn't ever buy anything basic from there unless I was just also there for something else. Like I wouldn't buy pasta from M&S. Yeah, I feel like people who buy the Waitrose pasta are the people, you know, it's basically a wealth tax, you know, like we already have. A lot of people are worried about like, you know, like, oh, but what if all the, it's like, no. This is how we get money off people with absolutely nothing in return. I guess Vancouver Island grocers are just stunted. I dream of a Kroger. Yeah, if you live in a remote place, it becomes more expensive to get non-shelf stable goods. And if we're being honest, non-shelf stable goods are the fun ones. If we're like really taking a thought on that one, right? You know, not shelf stable is, you know, Schmable and Fable. Okay, so let's now put the shears away. Where are the shears, chat? Okay, they're the shears. My brain is working at that lower level right now. They were in my hotbar. I scanned my hotbar 4 times and I did not find them. Now we're going to put my dirt away. And then my rotten... We'll put enough stuff away that hopefully my inventory stops feeling like a nightmare. That's the plan. Let's see if we can't do it. So, rotten flesh. And then fish. I don't know where fish is meant to go. OMG, hi Toy Cat. This is the first time I call you live. How are you, says Angel? I'm doing wonderful, thank you for asking. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. It's accent day today. It's what keeps me moving along in my life. Oh, I'm still big. Chat, do you like me being big? I mean, you can't see my hotbar. I could make myself big, and you could see my hotbar if I just sit up here. Yeah, this makes sense. Toy Cat's face is bigger than usual. Okay. You know, you gain a little bit of weight, and immediately Jeff Shannon's out here like, whoa, Toy Cat. Just so you know, I don't think you're meant to eat that many Oreos. I was in the aisle one time, needed to make it out. Fish is meant to go tame cats. Oh, I should go tame some cats today while I'm out there getting my armor. What a great idea. Also, I don't know what to do with these bamboo fences, so... Like, I think I need them in the other pens as well. Should we just go back and do that? And then get a bamboo trapdoor. I don't know what I'll use the trapdoor for, but I bet it's useful. And then we'll put the copper lantern somewhere. And then the bow can go away. I still want to get my bow achievement, but it's a... No, I do want to get that bow achievement, so yeah, we'll keep that around. Put the sticks away. Put the... Oh god, there's too many leads. Let's take those leads and put them on the other side of my world. Or just a few. Let's take a few of those leads. Make sure this doesn't stack up too much. Leather, that seems like an easy one. Leather, leather, leather. And the bamboo sign, yeah, that just about works. Boom. Not big enough, consume more Oreos. Big Toy Cat is very in the way right now, though. Yeah, I'll get out of your way. I'll make sure I'm not in your way. I'm a little bigger than normal now. The problem is that you're not upside down, so you look like you're missing. Yeah, you're right. I should have also gone upside down. Pout, that is the advice I will take from the future. Or for the future. Yeah, chat, I'm really excited. I have an entire Let's Play episode that is set up around a single pun, I think. And I'm very excited about it. Also, I've got another... Oh, no, there's just two. Yeah, I've got another Wandering Trader, right? We'll definitely... Oh, no, it's the same guy. He has traveled some distance. He has traveled some places. Is it worth going and getting some emeralds? I think it should be. Yeah, let's go get some emeralds. Buy his wood off him. Buy some sand off him. The sand isn't worth buying, but we'll do it anyway. Make him feel better. Totem of Toy Cat. Totem of Toy Cat, indeed. Can you collect tips to sell where you are on the screen? That's a good idea. That seems like a flawless idea that can never go wrong. I toured Dallas Med's Survival World today, chat. And he did something I thought was really fun. He made it so every channel member got a villager named after him. Named after them, I should say. Him, you know, we don't know their gender. But every channel member got a, you know, like after a certain amount of time, I don't know what it was. And I was like, that's fun. That's like a cool way to like become a part of the world that you are helping to support. I haven't thought about how I want to use that too much yet. But I do know it'd be nice to, right? I do think it'd be very nice. Okay, so just get all of this moving. I do need the XP more than my pickaxe does, but it's fine. They've moved slightly, and it's been throwing me off, says Joshua Lyles. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they're slightly wonky too. But I don't know if that, I didn't know that that was just, if that was just people like getting it slightly wrong. Also, yeah, with that said, Chilius Bean, Totem of Toy Cat. Yeah, Mega Slump, Expand Toy Cat, Joe Hill's core. Congrats on not feeling punched, by the way, Polly. Yeah, congrats. That is huge. Just how report the bug for the boat, says Glenda. The answer is you have to manually search through the Pocket Edition site for the bug. I feel like every day I feel a little bit more like a boomer. So get 32 of those. We'll buy the sand in the spare time anyway. Get a whole little stack of it. That's some XP if nothing else. We're good. But yeah, yeah, my brain is just fried, chat. You know, I was thinking about, I really enjoy, I'm enjoying so much the amount of people who are like, the part of my brain that thrives on love, attention, and good feedback. Gyra. Yeah, you go on the Gyra, and then you type in the words, and then you find it there. Gyra is a nightmare of a navigational tool, and it's like broken most of the time. Oh, it's not the same Wandering Trader. It is just a guy who is coincidentally selling the same stuff. Oh, it's not the same. It's just he also sells sand. Should have brought some hay bales. In fact, wait. It's not a should've. Oh, yeah, it is. There's no... It's a should've. Okay, so let's put away our fish, and let's put down our bamboo. And then we'll leave a trapdoor somewhere fun. In fact, I think coral is probably the one I'm going to move out of here soonest with. So we'll put that down there. And then, oh, actually, we'll put it block back.
$10 for no face.
Hey! Said 6. Your wish is my command. Okay, so I'm going to quickly put on a new costume. And, yeah, oh, whoa. This is a, I've never seen a hat that looks like this. I'll put this on real quick then. Chat, it's a new stream idea. The more you tip, the more you determine the stream layout. No, I think it's this. Oh, no. Okay, we're fine. We can't do that. We don't want our coral to die. So, oh, but we can't put our coral down here because of that, actually. So, interestingly, we will have to move our stuff back here. Then fence it all in. And that should make it hard enough for mobs to get out that they don't want to. Maybe. Yeah, I think this should work a treat. Obviously, they're tied up, so that should do most of the work for me. But then we'll just do the same over here. Remove 3 of these blocks. Put these underneath them. And technically... Oh, yeah, that guy is just enjoying being trapped in there. Technically, we've done a great job now. Proud of me. Looks wonderful. Should we put another block up there? Yeah, some jungle planks. Yeah, sure, why not? Beautiful, chat. Beautifully beautiful. Toycat, Dasher's here. Quick, show the hat. Okay, Dasher, I'm gonna quickly put the hat on. Whoa, doesn't it look so good? Isn't this like I think if this hasn't inspired you to realize how good the hat is, it's got some of the best design. You see this bit here? This is incredible. We have to pay to get face cam back. Yeah, exactly. It's the rule of the game. Someone invented a rule, and I've got to say it's a silly idea, but it ended with and then you get paid, and I was like, you know, this is how I've made many poor decisions without this. We can't see you, says Stephen R. You know, it's a shame you can't. If only there was a way. So this is old school chat. This is how I used to do live streams. I'm still, honestly, I still think mathematically doing face cam doesn't make sense. I think maybe there are some number of you who I think like people who like face cam like, you know, like the fact that you can see the expressions and stuff, right? But people who don't, you know, some of you are looking at this totem like, wow, thank God for the thank God for the setup we've got here. So now this is better, clearly. Exactly. The free market has decided no face cam. That's oh no, I didn't put the fish away, chat. Let's fly back over.
Lose the totem for a day.
Chat, are we gonna lose the totem for today? Does that mean we get the face cam back now? I don't think so. Stream feels weird without it. Yeah, it does a little bit, right, kids Faye? I totally agree. I like to see the surprise, the joy, the devastation you only get with face cam. You know, Pickled Witch, that's a really compelling point. That's a very compelling point. Yeah, but I think there are some people who immediately look and go, ho, ho, ho. Not looking at this guy's face for more than 10 seconds. It's, you'd be surprised, like, I think appearance is polarizing. I used to think that, like, oh yeah, so the trick in life is if you're attractive, then everyone, you know, like, if you are attractive to a large percent of the population, to be clear, I don't think the population shares a model of what attractiveness is. But if you're attractive to a large sample of the population, your life goes on easy mode. And if you don't get those mean comments on the internet, and immediately people are more interested in what you have to say. And I think that to some extent that's true. Stop hiding, Toycat. We all know you're there. Anyone could be playing right now. It could be Dasher with a Toycat voiceover. Yeah, Toycat's sitting here in the corner chugging a espresso martini, I think. So I'm glad you have a totem, though. Isn't it nicer without the totem? Aren't we so glad that we're doing this? Then we put the fireworks there. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Being internet attractive is overrated. Yeah, I think that if you were, you know, if that, okay, we got to find these and we got to use them. I think that a lot of people who are like, whose goal is to, like, if they are like traditionally attractive people, I think it creates problems for them. It's harder to prove you're not a bot without a camera. Yeah, that is true too. Although, have you not seen the TikTok streams where it's like, it's just the guy's like facial expressions on loop. Someone's worked out the most engaging face expressions, and they've just put them on a loop next to their stream. And it's like, yeah, then you can play Minecraft but get the benefit of having face cam. There's some insane things. Also, Dasher has escaped from his walls. Dasher has escaped from my walls. You know, let's go really tiny until let's go really tiny for now. If we're doing democracy, that's how we're gonna do it. We'll go tiny. There we go. This is as small as I'm allowed to go, chat. This is what streams will look like when we have 8K monitors. I'll just be little toy cat in the corner. Pixarif's face took a while to get over. Yeah, you see that? Like, there's a... And you can say, you know, as much as you can say on a moral level, like, well, it shouldn't matter what someone's look like. It's the content of their... And it's like, that is correct, and yet we are all... What did I just put in there, chat? I put in something important. Was it my leads? No. What did I put in the chest, chat? It was something important that I shouldn't have put in there. There's an inventory slot missing, and I don't know what was in it. It can't be important if I'm looking at this chest and I'm not seeing it, though. I'll hope that that is true. So let's take the rotten flesh out. Is that... What was it? That's Toy Cat's IRL size. He's a garden gnome. Here is my beautiful hat, by the way. I hope you do appreciate it. I think it's great. I think there are no issues anyone could have with it. Your steak. Oh, you're right. It is my steak. I was trying to put my lever away and I put my steak away. I don't know what that tells you about my feelings on meat here. But clearly it tells you something, right? Okay, so we're going to grab this out. And I think I'm going to use my Neverite Spear today. It's got Bane of Arthropods on, which isn't really ideal, is it? But we might just have to accept that fact. Speaking of accepting facts, I always skip the face reveal videos, don't care much to know. So, we just got a tip from Joshua Lyles, which says, tip to bring Toycat back. Toycat is yes. Okay. Mini Toycat is not appreciated today. Mini Toycat, oh no, that's not what you want. Well, actually, maybe. Hear me out here, chat. Hear me out here. If we just put Minecraft in the corner, then I can go big. Glorious. Okay, so since everyone was saying how much they prefer the streamers' reactions to the Minecraft gameplay, and clearly this is the way to make those people happy, right? Looks like we've done a great job. I can't foresee any negative consequences to this. And so isn't this delightful? You can see the gameplay still, but also you can see... Look at my reactions. Whoa! Yeah! Oh. Sorry, I'm Soviet today, so... Yeah! No! Oh! This is the best day of my life! Nailed it. This would be impressive for a chair stream. You're like one of those Twitch gamer girls with a gameplay the size of a thimble. I do genuinely see that as like you know, like it seems absurd when you see the end result. I think all evolution is like that though. Whenever you see the end process of a bunch of like tinkering and tweaking, it almost doesn't make any sense. But if you actually test something by going, if it's good, if it succeeds, we'll keep it. If it doesn't succeed, we won't. Which is what, you know, humans have been doing for 20,000-ish generations. But if you apply that to anything else, you get really, really weird results. Okay, so chat, I'm about to go really far south in my world, where my big curl ocean is. Most emotive Soviet. And we'll go and see it. Yeah, But yeah, good to see you, Polly. I'm glad that you are not being punched in the face anymore. Or at least you feel like you're not being punched in the face. I hope that now when you feel like you're being punched in the face, it's probably because you are. Okay, so chat. I'm going to go get rid of these before I get tempted to drink. I don't want to have any more caffeine in me. 10 out of 10 acting. I see this every day when I go outside. Oh, no. Okay, that's why I shouldn't be tempted. Okay. Looks like we ended up exactly where I wanted to be. I'm not sure how my minecart rails managed that, though. Chat, how did that happen? Like, how did I end up? I feel like if there's one place a minecart rail should take you, or not, how did that happen? Was he drinking potato juice? Yeah, apparently there was potato juice mixed in with the espresso. Yeah, how did that happen, chat? I feel like I need to redo this to see how that just happened. Okay, so we're going, and then... Oh, okay. I still don't know how it would fall off. There was another cart on the track. Okay, that's very interesting to me. But yeah, where we're gonna go now is... I've got to dump off some more items. We're going on a big trip. I need a place to store my stuff. So are you a communist, Twigat? Should we start seizing the means of production? I mean, I own the means of production of my YouTube videos. That's a type of means of production, right? Oh, I had Frostwalker on these Netherite boots too. That's useful. Should put mending on those now and then heal them up. Also, we're gonna need potions for this, right? That's not what happened. Chair must have bumped the controller. I'm so confused. You hit another minecart, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I kind of want to watch this back, chat. I need to watch the stream back to understand how this possibly happened. So me and okay. I'm watching it back. It hit another minecart and then just I just went flying up. Okay, I guess there's a minecart bug now. That's fun. I can be going AFK and discovering Minecraft bugs now. Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Little Einstein, little Einstein. I think that show is about 15 years too young for me. Too old for me? Would it be? No, too young for me. Yeah, logically, right? Okay, so chat, I think we're gonna have to move the iron swords out of this chest. Or we're gonna have to start putting the mace... we'll put them in the mace chest. What is a spear if not a type of mace? Yeah, we'll move this. Oh, Unbreaking and Loyalty. Why would I put that in there? Let's put that in the top left. And then let's put a spear in there. And now I can store my wooden spear. My diamond tools clearly need to do something, so we'll take a diamond sword out. And put it there. And then we'll put this mace in here. This is my main mace. It's great. Easy peasy, chat. Yeah, I sorted some chests. And I did it good, I think. I've still got to deal with my trial chamber loot. But... different problems, different times. Well, I have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. Yeah, I don't know what the show's about, but they're called Little Einsteins, so I assume they're smart. You know, here's something I've learned about children's TV via... You know, when you're a child, you think children's TV is like, oh yeah, people make cool things because they want me to see it. But you learn, you know, I've not only have I seen a whole new set of generations of shows come out since I've been a child, you know, and like being able to analyze them, not as someone who's interested in them, but like someone who's like interested in the meta, the game of it. It's all about like making a show that someone's parents want them to watch, but like that the kids don't think their parents want them to watch. If it seems educational and everyone's parents are like, yeah, you should watch this. Instinctively people know like, yeah, my parents don't want me to do fun things. Some people's parents do, but your parents usually try to push you to do things you don't want to do a little bit. You know, they want to help you grow as a person. It's not a bad thing. And so instinctively, there's like a pushback from it. Chat, I need some potions now. So I think just like a couple night visions, maybe a water breathing or two will do me. I am new to this channel, says King Command. Hello, it is me, IBX Commie Cats. I am here today to talk about Nautilus Armor. Honestly, chat, I think I'd be happy if I came back with a Nautilus Armor. Oh, no night vision. Terrible. Let's go brew some night visions. And then we'll drink a water breathing or two. And we get. That's why horrible histories work so well. Yeah. The very phrase horrible histories, right? It perfectly phrased the line of like, or perfectly treads the line, I guess you could say, of like, ooh, it's horrible. But then your parents are like, oh, it's horrible, but it's history. It's fine. You know, the name itself, before even considering, like, the show's good. I think it's, from the little bits I saw with the decent. But the impressive part... Okay, so we're going to make, like, a bunch of potions now. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Okay, this is updated aquatic music now, right? I'm definitely not wrong this time. IBX Toy Comrade. It is IBX Toy Comrade, here to tell you another great lesson. Okay, so I've replaced my can with a tonic water, chat, just so I can keep my body moving along. Hello, Comrade Toy Cat. Sorry I'm late. Should I put on my Soviet tattoo? These are really good at keeping your ears warm. Apparently you shouldn't just wear them for the memes. Okay, awkward potions in, water bottles in. Then we'll run our awkward potions over to some golden apples. Golden carrots. You should be able to make a golden apple potion. Really, golden apple is how you should make the healing potion. If we really get down to brass tacks on this one. Okay, so as soon as this is done, I'll have new potions, which are ready to become night vision potions. Then we put these in with redstone, because there's no point drinking them without being elongated. And life is good. Go, go, go. Go, go. Oh, there's no more in there. I didn't anticipate I was making 2 batches for some reason. Okay, go. And then redstone is none of these for some reason, so put this away. Grab a piece of red. Oh, there's no redstone. Chat, what am I doing in this world with no redstone? Oh. Okay, I guess I've got regular length night vision potions. Chat, no redstone. Crazy. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just a bad thing. Like, as long as nighttime doesn't come, we won't need night vision. It helps actually a lot, but you know, who needs help when you've got yourself? So I'll bring 2 of these with me, even though I'll probably need more than 2, and we'll be good to go. This is Firebugs. Yeah, as you can tell, my Minecraft music ability really just lost it. I'm like, oh, this sounds new. That sounds like updated Aquatic. What, like last 8 years? And it's like, yeah, this is from last year, Toy Cat. Toy Cat, what's your tip for staying motivated after you die in your long-term world? Use any of the motivation you have to start a new world. Use that fire if, like, I'm gonna do this better. Do that in your existing world. Make it a fun thing to go and get new and better armor and tools, or a new, better setup. Yeah. Also, bring a saddle to tame a Nautilus when you get there. Yeah, that's probably a good idea too. That's a decent idea if I've ever heard one. And I haven't ever heard one, to be clear. We'll also make an oak boat. It's a good one. And so saddle... Yeah, that's probably all we need. We'll pick up the armor while we're there. And we'll tame some cats while we're at it as well. The rarest mob armor is getting a saddle on a villager. They really don't like it. Have you ever let someone saddle you? If so, you'll understand the great difficulties that you incur. I mean, you could argue society is trying to saddle us all the time. Bring pufferfish. Man, chat's just full of suggestions today. Doesn't matter that they're valid. You are technically full of them. Also, what's the rarest mob armor? Pumpkin camel armor. I guess technically, yeah, getting a pumpkin on the head of a mob during Halloween, if you play a relevant version of the game. That probably is the rarest that you can get. Okay, chat. So I'm going in the direction of, I think this is south technically. It makes the north and south make no sense logically, but we're going in the direction of what I think is south right now. And we're going to go as far as we need to hit new shipwrecks that I haven't explored. And yeah, using an ice path is a really bad time right now. So we just have to make sure we place this straight. Okay, no gay placement allowed. I feel like I make that joke every time I say the word straight. It's the one acceptable joke, I think. Or maybe it's not acceptable. You know, am I joking about... Oh, there we go. Okay, chat. We don't have to worry about the boat bug if we don't ever turn. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I'm going to speed so fast, it's going to break some... Oh, no, I'm slowly... Look. I'm slightly going to the right. I'm going to slowly fall off. Damn. Okay, let's go. Yeah, you can see, chat. You used to be able to put boats on perfectly straight, but now I'm slowly falling off the edge. But because you can only move in little increments, okay, it's over. It's over. Yeah, we're not going anywhere anymore. Although, yeah, this is actually a huge savior if you wanna... Oh no, it's not. I thought this might be useful for like straightening up a boat. Oh, it's so painful, chat. It's like the world is lagging around the boat. Have you ever met your birthday buddy? I have Days, and he's awesome. Yeah, it's not often you go through one of those. It's not often you get one of those. Yeah, chat, I think a lot about how fun daily stream would be sometimes. And then I have days like today where I'm like, oh yeah. I think you have to really assume you're quite interesting. You know, to be like, yeah, I'm worth spending 4 hours of your day every day with. I think on some level that's like the scary thing about it. Is that you are asking such an amount that you don't think that most of the people you ask will be saying yes. It almost makes me feel like a time beggar, you know? Like, I'm just looking for a little change. Just like a sixth of your waking moments. Most days of your life. This is what it's like to drive a car in first person in GTA. Oh, it's so bad. Why do they do this to boats, chat? Why would they do this? It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh. It's so painful. Congrats on turning 36 though, Dazed and Confused. Also, it's great to see you, generic e-girl. Enjoy your dog walk. If you don't live in the UK, you can use your phone and walk your dog at the same time. I think I'd recommend not though. So again, chat, I'm in like a big kind of like crunchy time. Trying to fit as much stuff in to as little time as possible. I have for the last 3 days in a row now, stream, video, 2-cat video, and a short. You know, and I think it's like one of those like, in the long run, eventually it like breaks. Feels really good when you're hitting it though. It's like the opposite of Dash's, like, do 1 push-up a day advice. It's like, set yourself a target of 1,000 push-ups a day. And when you hit it, you're like, that's good. You hit it 2 days in a row, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna... You know that even if you give up after 6 days, you probably made an impact. What was that supposed to mean about the phone and the dog? Oh, I'm saying you can walk your dog and be on your phone at the same time. I'm not making an implication that you should put your phone... I don't know. I don't know what you're implying. I am implying. But I am not implying that. You can rest assured. Good idea. I can listen to Toy Cat and walk. Exactly, generic ego. You can do anything if you believe in yourself. And that's the beautiful thing about the world. So, chat. This is the part of my world I only explored after the update Aquatic. I came here specifically looking... yeah, that's all good, but where's the third channel videos? I do actually have a couple of those. They're lost in the editing bay. You can find whoever's in charge of editing and blame them. I live in a country called Brighton in the United Kingdom down below. I don't think the United Kingdom is down below, but I like your attitude otherwise. So let's place that boat backwards. Yeah, I should have brought a bed with me. I guess I'll just find the first village and sleep there. So, yeah, let's go looking for some Nautilus armor. Let's do it lazily too, chat. I'm having a lazy day. I'm having a lazy end to my day. Let's look for fireworks in a lazy way. Let's just fly forwards till we find a village, a shipwreck, or... Honestly, if we do find a shipwreck, I'll have almost certainly gone into it before now. Oh, also, let's drink a night vision. Because I can't see if there's any shipwrecks right now. But now I can. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Is that a ocean road over there? Yes, it is. So, again, probably be down there. But probably is not a guarantee, if anything. Did I drink the right potion? I did. Perfect. So, throw that away. And let's get in here and see. I mean, it looks like I've been in here, chat. There's a luck of the sea fishing rod and some coal. I definitely shouldn't be taking that. I like the idea of taking some of this, though. You know, do a little desecration before I leave this spot. I also like the idea of, like, rebuilding one of these things block for block in my museum. It seems like it'd be a good structure for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, first structure, no luck, chat. No luck at all. But we can keep going until we find a structure where we do have luck. Oh, it's such a wide ocean. Do you see why this was perfect for the aquatic update? I think a boat still would be more effective. But my god, is it effective just to use night vision and fly. So there's a warm shipwreck down here. I mean, a warm ocean ruin. You can tell if it's pre or post wild update by looking at the bottom and seeing if you see soul sand. No soul sand, no good. I've been learning, by the way, which of these structures have chests under them. And apparently this is one of them. I was about to tell you that this one doesn't. But because this hasn't been opened yet, this is brand new, never before seen loot. And that is a trident drowned. Is he on a Nautilus maybe? Oh, he is. That's fun. So yeah, chat, we learned this from the changelogs of the NEPS update. Right now, the zombie Nautilus determines where the where the trident drown goes, which is just hilarious if you ask me. But yeah, after my water breathing runs out, I'm gonna need Nautilus. For now, though, not so much. So there's another ocean ruin over here. Yeah, this must have been the era of higher spawn rates on Bedrock. Good opportunity to collect pottery shards. Yeah, I didn't bring a brush with me though, right? Yeah. I could make a brush easily. But yeah, this is all pre-wild updates. There's no shards to be gotten. One of the weird quirks of an old world, I guess. Yeah, I've been to this one, but I left behind an emerald and an enchanted book and a bunch of coal. I'm gonna come back with so much coal from this, chat. But yeah, there's we just want to get out of the water. It's kind of tricky to start flying when you're already in the water. I think my basic plan is to just jump out of it a little bit. And then jump and go. So the night vision is running out. Oh, yeah. What are we going to do about that? But we can go to this lovely savannah village that also dates this as being post 1.13, pre 1.14. Chat, isn't this just a delight to go to? Isn't it? I feel like this is... Every world needs something. Oh, then, were there no beds in the villages before 1.14? The villagers just wandered around doing nothing with no doors? How did they do anything? Okay, they had doors. I guess some of them were knocked down by zombies. And only this guy is left. Just two farmers running a whole village. Does this place have a door, chat? That feels wrong. There's no way there's a door on the church now. Sherds came in Trails and Tales. Have I been calling it the Wild Update, not Trails and Tales? Yeah, that's what I have been saying. You're right. Thank you. I love how playtested these updates are. I love indeed. By the way, good to see you, KMB. I saw you left a comment earlier. Is the bug thing related to the other bug with horses that was marked as working as intended? Oh, no. No, don't tell me the horse thing is working as... I saw that. I saw a comment about that, and I thought, like, oh, no. That's got to be fixed, right? Is that... a Mojang doubling down on the idea that horses being broken on Bedrock is intended, KMB? Don't tell me it's so. Don't tell me it's so. I don't want to believe it. But yeah, we can see wonderfully when we're under the water. Because of my water breathing. Oh, no, I can't. This is terrible. So we'll just sit on top of the water. And, oh, I see where this is a problem. Yeah, night vision potions are good. Should definitely be drinking some of those. So, today's quest is for Diamond Nautilus Armor. But I think we should just be happy if we get any Nautilus Armor. Given that we have no idea which chunks have and haven't been explored. Yeah, you know, let's say we get some nice copper or Nautilus Armor. We could take that to the bank. We could be happy with that. So do we get better vision? Oh, we get best vision when we do this. Slightly below the water. You see anything, chat? I see a desert well. Oh, let's see if it's a new or old desert well. I'll be able to tell if I've been through these chunks before, based on whether there's suspicious sand in the middle. I checked the bug report for the boat bug, and yeah, they marked it as duplicate of the horse bug. Basically, all mounts, including boats, use server authenticator to move it, which is intended. But then, the bug would surely be that movement sucks, right? Like, But yeah, that totally explains... Oh, okay, this is new. This is new, chat. I wish I had a brush. I really do need to get more shards. What's the brush recipe look like? Let's quickly go find out. Yeah, Wild Update is 1.19. If we're being real with ourselves, after Caves and Cliffs, I think Mojang got a little bit stuck. We need copper. Easy. Feather. Ugh. Stick. I should just carry a brush around with me. Perhaps I should carry it in here. Damn it. Oh, yeah, it is in here. Chat. Oh, past me looking out for future me. When does that ever happen? Let's give it a brush. Let's see what we find. Oh, yeah, we're getting shirred in today. We shirred in like crazy. I need the ones from these specifically, too. Brewer. I don't have a full set of these yet. And now I might come closer to it. My favorite tameable pet in Minecraft is boats, says Rena Star. Chat, I'm telling you, this needs to be the new meme. Boats are a mob. Boats are a pet. Boats are a friend. We love boats. Boats should love us. Yeah, for now I'll just put these in there. Like the weird stuff, we'll just put it in there as we go. So now I have a reason to go looking for... This is new terrain now, if that just spawned like that. Forgot about those shards. Yeah, there's so many bits of Minecraft that I think are being added as seeds for the future. And that feels like one of them. You know, I love thinking about seeds for the future. Because how else are we going to do Seed Sunday in the future? Oh! Checkmate, chat. That is a block of obsidian? I mean, that means it's probably lava, but I'm going to see if I can mine it into... Oh, that was fast. I've got Aqua Affinity, huh? Well, yeah, I guess it was just meant to be lava down there. And there's not. So this ocean ruin is one that... Oh, there's grass down here, chat. That's not meant to happen. So I've got 20 seconds, so I think this is one that does have a chest. But I don't want to break any suspicious gravel to find it. I don't see any suspicious gravel. So, there we go. Ooh, gold helmet. Stone axe. Oh, in fact, I knew this must have been already looted. No, in fact, no, I didn't. Why was this already looted if the chest wasn't accessible? Oh, look, yeah, you can tell. Look, all-terrain chat. Beautiful. I can breathe underwater now. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. You can swim on land and breathe underwater if you have the right Minecraft world. Fun fact, you can name your boat an anvil, and it displays it like a named mob. Yeah, I'm thinking we should double... I think we should triple down on this idea. Side note, here's a Nautilus. Let's tame it. Let's give him a good old taming. One. Oh, I fed him twice. Shouldn't have done that. Might be important later. So now that I can look under the water, I'll drink another water breathing. And... Wait, no, that was dumb. That was the opposite of what I want to do. So we'll drink the night vision. Oh, that's also good. Okay, so from up here, we can see where the next structure is going to be. Yeah, we'll just run in a straight line. We're trying to go in a predictable pattern so that future me knows where past me has explored. I think that's the goal here. Is that another ocean ruin I see over there? I can't see from the bottom, but I can see perfectly from the top. And then we'll leave the Nautilus here. Oh, that's another ocean ruin right there. And I think we're going to go on a big flyover. What? Because night vision is very limited. Oh, there's shipwrecks there too. Okay, chat, let's go crazy. I need to find Nautilus armor. I'm going to find Nautilus armor. Again, I have no idea. Oh, actually, is this new? Anything to brush down here? Oh, baby drowns. See what we can't find. I thought I knew which ones didn't, but I have no idea anymore. Kit's Faye, Toy Cat. Toy Cat is a former speedrun world record holder. You know, this is a crazy fact. I've been the console speedrun world record holder and the Bedrock speedrun world record holder. There are very few people who have ever been a world record holder for either. So to have the double crown, it just means at some point I have to be a speedrun world record holder for Java. So, you know, that's a new task. Add to the pile. Hey, a chest. Okay, so this has definitely not been gathered. Hey, nope. Wheat, coal, stone axe, luck of the sea fishing rod. So we're going to run over to the next thing real fast. Chat, that took 2 minutes of my night vision. In fact, let's just go find the structures right now, then we'll swim over them later. So there's another ruin over somewhere, I thought. And then there's a shipwreck over there. So shipwreck, probably looted. Maybe not. Random patch of iceberg from before the update. Very beautiful. Another shipwreck. Another shipwreck. Another amethyst geode. So this is new-ish terrain. And then over there, what do we see? Confusingly, another patch of water before another shipwreck appears in the distance. So we've got lots of shipwrecks and some ocean ruins. Yeah, there's way too much in this terrain. We found a big ocean. I wonder if taming a dolphin might yield more loot. Actually, that might be the logical thing to do. You may be onto something there. You may just be onto something. So, make sure there's no suspicious sand that we're breaking. Who do I care? What do I care if I am? And then go looking for the chest. I felt like I understood perfectly which ones did and didn't have chests, and now I have no clue again. But that's Minecraft, isn't it? It humbles you. It teaches you that there's always more to learn. There's a lot of variants of a lot of structures. You gotta know them all if you want to have success. So back this way, there was a shipwreck. Let's go to it. Oh, that ice is funny. Yeah, it tickles my soul a little bit too. How do tames not behave before and after dismounting? Will they stay in the area? Yeah, like horses should. Tamed Nautilus or a saddled Nautilus. I think tamed in general. No, if it's tamed, it will go, I think, 32 blocks. Oh, no. We've got some incredible leather armor here, chat. And some moss blocks, so, again, new-ish. But, yeah, sadly. I'm going into so many chests, not even getting the best outcomes from them. So, back to the surface. Give a little stab to a fish while we're there. And then there's another shipwreck there with what looks like another ocean ruin next to it. We'll definitely find some Nautilus armor today. If you make a boat, name it Titanic. Oi, let's go aboard the Titanic. Oh, you don't actually know that I'm actually Irish these days, so the problem. 32 have tamed, 16 have saddled. Thank you, Adam Sony. I think I got halfway through that fall and didn't finish it. And I appreciate you making sure that we finished it by finishing it for me. But because I'm reading out your finished comment, it looks like I finished it. And so great job, meat. Nailed that fort. Proud of me. I'll keep it up. Okay, so sadly, oh, very sadly, there looks to be no chest in this ocean ruin. Yeah, not that I can see. Oh, actually, oh, it's right there, but I've looted it. But there's a treasure map, chat. Okay, where's it lead? Looks like I haven't been there. I mean, I might as well, right? I may as well. Chat, you feeling like going on a treasure hunt? I've got the free slot for it. Oh, look at this. We're in the top left. If only the game could tell me which direction that was. It's a shame the game cannot tell me, for that would be a crime. We need to go further. Yeah, it looks like I've already been way out here. You can tell that from the iceberg having just the random sheet of ice, I guess. Is that a village? Oh, I'm wondering what you saw as a village now. Moss block, suspicious stew, 6 poisonous potatoes, chat. I could crash the poisonous potato economy with this. Should we just drink the suspicious stew? You know what? I kind of want to. Is there a chest in here? There is. And inside of it, there's nothing good. I'll move the suspicious stew. Then I'll grab a treasure map. I'll assume it's the same treasure map. Is it the same treasure map, chat? It is the same treasure map. So I've got 2 copies now. I think it'd be fun to, like, keep one, like, frame it as it is, and then, like... Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So, if we're going south, that is positive Z. And if we're going east, that is positive X, I think. I'll see if that's right. I should go get on my Nautilus for this, though. And also, I think there's one more shipwreck to find. But yeah, it looks as though this has all been found before, chat. I think we might be... I think we might mostly be covering already covered ground. Is there a difference between further and farther? Google told me there wasn't a while ago. So farther is what you have to say to someone when you've been bad. In the Catholic faith at least. But also in some online subcultures. And further is where you need to go if you're looking for an answer to your question. So, no, as I understand it, farther is like, I think it's like, in my mind, it's like fewer versus less, where fewer is countable, less is like generic quantity. Farther is specifically a measurable quantity, 20 meters farther down the road, and further is like more, you know, like unmeasurable. Like, I'm further away from being a Triple Crown speedrun champion than I was. Farther is comparative. Also, it's comparative. It's not about distance. So, like, I am farther along in my journey to becoming a Triple Crown speedrun champion than I was before I got my Bedrock speedrun world record. Or than you are right now, David. Farther is for physical distance, as further means, like, do more. Okay, you know what? It's interesting. We got conflicting responses. Let's do learning English with Toy Chat. What is the real answer? Also, where is my Nautilus? He's got my saddle, so I need to go find him, really. I think it was this island here, but it might have been that island. Also, I didn't bring enough fireworks for this journey. Has to be said. Yeah, if he's got a saddle on, he shouldn't have been able to get far. Which means I should be able to see him right now. But I cannot see him right now. Chat, can you see a Nautilus? Okay, he's run off with my saddle. Frustrating behavior, gotta say. Not a lot I can do about it, Okay, so in this chest we will go. Yeah, it looks like everything's been looted. And also that is another treasure map of the same type, I have to imagine. So lots of treasure maps, all telling me to go here. To what looks like the most insane piece of terrain. Do you think that's what it looks like? Is that like a weird update thing? You know, let's go find out, rather than theorizing. I think to the right is positive X. Positive... No, it's got to be negative then. But it's positive Z, I'm pretty sure. I have a map for this somewhere, chat. Okay, north is negative Z, so we want to go positive Z. And east is positive X. So yeah, we nailed that. We nailed that. Okay, we're coming in, chat. This treasure map will be found. And this terrain does not look anything like the map. I don't think anyone's going to believe it's the same map. But in either case, hopefully, we can find... Chat, can you find Nautilus armor and buried treasure? You can, yeah, you definitely can. I know that because the best seed for... Oh, look, it's got holes. This is handy for our specific use case. So over here, I think it has to be middle of the chunk. Is 6,800 a multiple of 8? I don't think so. 60... No, it would be. 6,400 is. 6,800 is a multiple of 8. So 6808. And then 600 would be. So 68... 584. 6808. Right here. Dig down. Yeah! First time, chat! Do you know how hard it is to find these bitches? I'm amazed that has happened. That is some skill. That is some... You can spend years looking for one of those and not do it. Sometimes I feel like I've lost all my Minecraft skills over the years. You know, they've added too many weird things. I don't know how any of them work. That was a moment when your father is distant. It's a good way to remember it, Dasher. Beautiful. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a little silly house. Oh, assuming I have beds in here. No, I don't. But yeah, let's put the treasure maps in there. Not the metro map. And then let's put the sand in there too, just because it's piling up on me. And then let's go loot it better. Yeah, chat, getting my first... Getting my hands on one of these... A lot easier said than done. I really want the Heart of the Sea. I think iron I could take or leave. I think gold is quite useful for me. Emeralds are nice, and cooked salmon is fun, but not ultimately necessary. Okay, so... Oh, I'm gonna die, chat. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna die. Okay, eat. So, yeah, I kind of want to explore this map to its fullest, but I really want to find another treasure map. I'm really regretting not bringing a bed on this voyage. Is there a bed in here? I mean, I've been pretty prepared so far. Also, should we go for the skeleton shooting achievement? Okay, chat, let's go for it. Come on, tell me that's 50 meters. Okay, this is the furthest I've been able to get from a skeleton without him despawning. Okay, one more. Yeah, chat, that has to be 50. So I'm at 586, 6775. 586, 6775. This is... No, it's about 42 blocks away. I knew it. If he didn't despawn, then it's not far enough. Also, there's a Nautilus here, but I can't tame him because I have no saddle. Tragic. There's a chance that if the vertical height counts... But no, if you round it all together, it's not going to be good. Europe in 1930s, the fervor has gone too far. It is very true. It is, that is a good way to remember. Okay, so, I sometimes... Also, fatherless is what it's called when you're a little British orphan whose father left. That is, you know, that is a way you could describe it, I guess. See, I just want to fill out the part of the map with the... Okay, so there's a... There's a never ruined portal. Looks beautiful and all. But yeah, I think this is mostly a curiosity. If we happen to find a shipwreck or a buried treasure, that would be nice. Oh, look what we just found. Come on. Don't be looted already. I believe in you, game. You can give me a good one. No looted chest. Oh, yeah, it's underneath a pile. Chat, is this my moment? Oh, it's a stone spear. Just what we've been looking for. Yeah, this is absurdly rare. Give it some credit. This is a tricky thing to find. And honestly, not sure what to do with that. Yeah, it looks like copper armor in an old world might be a prize after all. I should just pray that I find some. So yeah, I just got here. Have you found any armor yet? Also, is it possible for the Nautilus to spawn with any on? It should be possible for the Nautilus to spawn with any on. Good idea, but it's not. It's a steer. It's a steer? Yeah, it's a steer. It's steering me in the wrong direction. Rose Queen says, "Hi, I have a question." Thank you for your comment. You could have used your comment to ask the question. I feel like you maybe should have. You know, or at the very least, you should have said, "I have a question about." Because, like, as it stands, I can't say ask a question, and then you'd be here like, so Toycat, you know, like, how did it feel when everyone you knew who cared about you left you, and also, you know, you could ask a mean question. You'd ask a great question. You'd ask a question I have no expertise on. You'd be like, Toycat, I have a tiger question. I want to know, I want to know I want to know what you think about tigers. I'd be able to tell you that I don't have a knowledge of tigers if they're not on the cereal boxes. But as it stands, I have no idea. You have my permission to take your hat off if your head is getting hot. It's quite the opposite, actually. It's keeping my head nice and cozy. My ears nice and warm. It's very appreciated. I want to go flying somewhere, chat. But where is somewhere? Also, Dasher, did the hack single-handedly draw you to the stream? Kat said you were busy with something. Were you busy? And then someone said, like, oh yeah, but he's wearing a hat that you'd like. Oh, chat. Is this buggy or is this actually how it looks? Oh, it's buggy. So I'm going to quickly look at this other map. Oh, that's my metro map. That's not going to help me if I look at that. So can you join can you friend my Mini Lonely 91 and at 4:30 join their Armour tier tournament world? You see that's not a question, right? That is a request. Like the answer to your question is yeah, I could join the world for Mini Lonely, but you're asking me to do something. And now because I've said you can say yes to the question, it's like, ooh, I don't know about that. Like, I almost feel like you knew if you asked the question, then your response, I'm just not going to respond to that. But now I'm going to respond to it by being like, yep, that's why you got to ask first. If you just said, hey, I have a request. There's something I think you might want to do with me and with some of my friends. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I actually don't do it. You know, chat, this is the semantical arguments we get into. It's nice, isn't it? Due to Toycat's pronunciation of words, we don't know if he's talking about tigers or tigers. Yeah, and now you get answers on neither of those things. Sometimes repeating comments makes me sad. I time them wrong, says Hayushi. What are you timing wrong? Hayushi, tell me your timed comment that makes you sad. I think he was talking about the tiger on the cornflakes box that everyone thinks is hot. Yeah, I've got to say, I think of him as being farther away from being just a cereal mascot than he realizes. Funny to say at 4:30, like 6 or 18 hours from now. Yeah, there's so many, you know, okay, I'm glad. There's a lot of flaws in asking it that way, and it's very mean to, like, pick on someone effectively for inviting you to something. But I do think that there is technically a social grace in that. You've got to, it is your job to make the thing that you're inviting someone to feel inviting while also not making that person feel obligated. Okay, because they've been saying the Deadliest Bedrock Edition player for 1.2 years, and it's getting annoying. You might prove them wrong. The weirdest thing, though, right, is if you pick a brand new skill, in theory, you could be the deadliest and be bad at it. And in theory, you know, you could be not the deadliest player and be really good at something. I think I'm pretty good at, like, working out how Minecraft world gen works. I've just seen so many worlds that I have a good sense for how it's going to go. Doesn't mean I'm a good Minecraft builder or explorer, I guess, for that matter. But sorry, Rose Queen 08. It would be fun, but also, you know, what if it's the strange Australian time zone that's off by 15 minutes? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and empathy this one back to it, right? I think it's a weird thing, and like it's strange because in theory, inviting someone to something should be as simple as like, oh yeah, just say here's a thing, you are invited or not. But actually, this one will blow your mind, chat. This is one of those like hidden social rules. But like, you know, there's an implication that if you invite someone to something 9 times in a row and they say no, you have to clarify like, yep, feel free to keep saying no. You know, I am deliberately giving you things that I know you won't say yes to, because forcing someone to say no actually is a little bit like a lot of people don't like doing it. And it's like, it's a good problem to, like, I never had that problem. I've never had that problem for, like, anything in the world, I would say. Actually, you know, maybe I haven't, I just don't know. But I feel like it sounds like, well, it's a good problem to have. You get to choose what's going on. But it is a thing that, like, you don't want to feel like someone is inviting you to something, and they're specifically expecting you to say no, and that if you say yes, they'll be like, I don't know what to do about that. And so you know that anytime someone is inviting you to something, let's go. You see that, chat? That was incredible. Okay, yeah, chat. I can tell this is old terrain because the iceberg biome looks good, which means I've gone 8,000 blocks out in my world and still not found the brand new thing I'm looking for. Just a reminder, it's PvP. I've seen you in PvP. It's badass. Oh, thank you for the compliment. The worst is when people tell you about something and imply you're invited by explicitly inviting you. Since it's rude to invite yourself, you are unsure if you can go or not. I'm actually not sure if it is rude to invite yourself. That is one of those. You know, maybe I've only invited myself to things that I was implicitly invited to by the fact that it came up. I don't know. Like let me tell you something silly, chat. Chat. Oh, should have. See, if this, as a heads up, that right there was a warning that something was about to break. If they see that happening in your world, don't think to yourself, oh yeah, I'll just like hang out for a bit and then like that's the moment where you got to think about leaving the game and coming back in. But yeah, this village being new means that I've now found new terrain, which means because I'm guessing because I hit the edge of the ocean. If we fly past it and find more ocean, that would be good. Or indeed, if we found a buried treasure map here. Lagcraft. When is the last day of streamers, Toycat? I think it's the 19th or the 20th. You'll have to ask. Yeah, wait. The Friday before Christmas would be the last one. If it's Sunday to Friday. Oh, is that a blacksmith, or is that? Do they just like warmth in their houses here? I think it is a blacksmith. No, it's a smoker. Is that a Soviet Union hat? Yes, comrade. Welcome to stream. I'm sure this is one of those spammy things, like when someone's telling you to collab with a small YouTuber, and it's just that YouTuber on different accounts getting their name out there. Oh, the funniest one. The funniest, like, I do know a YouTuber. Again, I don't think that he got successful because of this, but there is a big YouTuber who got successful by being one of the first, and unrelatedly maybe, he spammed every YouTube comment section with like, oh yeah, great video. I've got some similar ones on mine, even though they were nothing. I think it was Call of Duty and I was making Minecraft videos or something. But it seems as though in a world where it's hard to build, you know, in a world where it's going to be hard to build that stuff, that it makes sense for you to, you know, put your name out there in weird ways. But one of the strangest ones is, it's a bot that lots of people use, because I've seen so many different channels, like, put themselves into this. It's like, oh yeah, this guy sucks. Guy who is best is the best. You know, like, because if you say, like, come check my videos, they're way better than this guy's, everyone knows what you're doing and everyone rolls their eyes. But if you say, yeah, this guy's way better, you think to yourself, like, oh, maybe it is. Let me go check out iPhone Noob 17. And then his videos are terrible, so he hasn't got the second part of the funnel worked out. There's this sales concept, I think. I'm going to explain it as I know it. I don't think I'm telling anything too revolutionary here, though. There's this concept called the sales funnel, which is like, every time you advertise and you tell someone about your product, some number of those people will come and look at the product, and some number of the people who buy look at the product will buy it. And so it doesn't matter how good your product is if no one will look at your product. And it doesn't matter how many people, it doesn't matter how many people you tell about your product if no one wants to then go look at it. And so in the case of a YouTube video, if your video looks bad and you spam and say, go check it out, the moment they see it, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm not interested in this at all. Don't know why you assumed I might be. So I'm going to dump the lever on the ground. Grab the gunpowder instead. Grab a few more gunpowders because I need rockets. And yeah, I don't think this is leading anywhere positive, chat. I was hoping we'd go back into the ocean. Actually, oh, over there. It looks like it does. So I'll fly back to the village. I'll turn my 5 gunpowder into rockets. And then we'll ocean up. And hopefully find some Nautilus armor. Hello, Toycat. How's the hunt going? Oh, pretty poorly. I'm 9,000 blocks away. And I found a single spear. That's how it's going. All my hobbies hurt my fingers. Ah, you're having several children and they're all hurting your fingers? That's terrible. Oh, here's the blacksmith. Right, obviously. Oh, iron spear. Bunch of diamonds, too. I guess they'll make my life slightly easier. Honestly, I kind of like the... You know, I did the nomad run for the sake of getting all the trims. I like the idea of, like, how far could you take a Minecraft world exclusively by exploring. You would get a silly world size eventually. But also you'd have a bunch of, like, interesting stuff. Did Toycat just call children hobbies? Yeah, that's exactly... It's a well-known phenomenon that children are just a hobby. You know, people love to talk about them. Yeah, it's also surely Lucky 10K will have everything you're looking for. But yeah, I think that to broaden my point correctly here, I think that in any activity, anything that you want to do, you need enough people who want to. You need people who are interested in it, and then you need some of those interested people to get the thing. But to get those interested people is a hard part. It's why marketing and advertising and everything exists. But you should, like, in theory, social media should be different. In theory, algorithm-driven platforms, again, just in theory here, in theory, algorithmically driven platforms should be able to beat that because they should be able to... The funnel should be being on the platform. I don't know that I agree that the reality is that way, but it's how it's meant to be. I'm looking so long for a crafting table, but I could just take this, make one, live life good, easy peasy. Make some paper. Where are the firework rockets, chat? Where did my gunpowder go? Did I put it in here? I did. There we go. 15 fireworks. Let's go flying, chat. We will find ourselves a Nautilus armor. I don't think I've gone this far before, which means these must be fresh, which means I'll find myself at least one. Also, oh, cats. I need to tame cats, chat. So for anyone who's just joining in, I got a comment on today's video that made me feel good. It's you know, a lot of the internet is about making you feel bad. That's why it's nice to have little communities that you know and care about, where there is good things. Someone said, wow, Toycat, you've got 99 of 102 rewards, or 97% complete achievements. And it's like, I do. So right now I've tamed 3 out of 20 cats. I'm going to tame all the cats this village has to offer, chat. That's what I'm going to do. Is that a cat over there? That's a village ahead. How do you even find cats, actually? Like, they're in the village. That cat there? That's a fox. It's a type of cat, if we're being honest. You have to do something for the collective to be worthy of the hat. Well, you know what, chat? Right now, let's, you know, I think that if we look at how oppressive societies have traditionally viewed the individual for the sake of furthering their own gains. Ooh, that's a wandering trader. Should we buy some wood from him? We should buy something from him, that's for sure. Oh, gunpowder! Oh, that's actually really good right now. That saves me some pain, sure. Make it into fireworks. Live some life good. So yeah, chat. This is Locals Minute. For the good, rather than listening to the powerful elite. Also, the pumpkin has a face on it. That means I've been here, right? You don't just find randomly faced pumpkins. Unless I came through here and put faces on those pumpkins. At some point, I must have done that. I couldn't tell you why I would have done that. But clearly, you know, the proof is in the pumpkin. Also, I think I just saw a cat and my brain zoned it out. Okay, cat one. Go, go, go. Yay! He's mine. That's a cat, chat. Okay, baby cat. Baby cat. Do, 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 do. Okay, just chase the baby cat. I think I have to give him quite a few of these to let him grow up. Oh, tamed? Yeah, tamed, right? He's got a collar. Cute. You can tame kittens. Now we know. And then we got some spruce logs. Again, I like the idea of just picking them up every time I come for them. But I don't need to right now. If there's any other cats, I should tame them. There is other cats. Yeah, chat. This is an important achievement. I remember doing this on my Xbox. I did it in the same way with the same sets of villages. Just whenever I came across a village, I was like, I should tame their cats. And it's a thing you should do. Okay, chat. Should we tame this one? We found all the... Oh, cute. Ah, I've got a little cat army. Be ashamed to see them go. But yeah, let's fly over towards the ocean again. I will find Northless Armor today. I know that I will find Northless Armor. It's a matter of when, not if, chat. So let's go charge into this one. Nice, nice, nice. What do we see? Oh, a single... Oh, treasure map. Okay, that's actually quite good. I can work for treasure map. I don't love them, but I'm getting pretty good at treasure maps, I think. Oh, and there's an ocean ruin right next to it. Whoa! And if it's a new one, which it must be, then it will have suspicious gravel, right? Suspicious gravel sounds fake. Oh, but there is some, yeah. Chat, let's get some pottery shards worked out. So flip this around with this. Perfect. Let's get that brush out. And let's get brushing. That's wheat, don't care. Oh, it's a shard. Yeah, this has been a good and effective trip. Glad Bron. Oh, is that a warden? He's mourner. Okay. He looks like a warden. No offense to anyone out here who is mourning. But you do look like a warden is my official viewpoint. Oh, an emerald. Oh, not an emerald. I want to go tame cats. Typical British attitude. Okay, chat. Let's do down with the elites hour. Down with the elites 5 minutes. For the next 5 minutes, I'm not going to respond to any comments from anyone whose name I recognize. And I'm only going to respond to people. Oh no. I'm only going to respond to people who are new, came to the streams recently. You know, part of the downtrodden. The not regulars who don't get... Oh, no! I'm going to only respond to comments from the downtrodden who are not used to having their stuff read out. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that there would be one of those there. Wait, was that a second chest? It was, right? No, it was... This is just a different structure. So now let's break some sand. Look around for any extra sus. Oh, this is sus. Oh. Not good sus, though. Bad sus. Break a few extra blocks around here. Oh, no. That's nothing. That's something, though. Is that a shirt? No, it's a sign, right? Or a gold nugget? Yep. Wasn't worth dying over. Definitely not worth dying over. Okay. We good to go? I think so. I think that's awesome that we've ended up with a sherd from this trip. I'm loving that the Northless Armour is giving me a reason to go and do something from the past. This is Minecraft updates at their finest. I'm proud of it. Torum Beast says lol. See, these are the comments that we don't get if we only respond to people's most common questions. We've got officially dejected. Do you think Bedrock is overdue for the Java combat and healing? I don't care what part of the Java combat we get at this point, but Mojang needs to, like, I think that they have spent too long. Hey, we got Scoopsy Cat. Thank you for remembering. Now I'm elite. Perfect time to be. Oh, I don't read you. You're too elite, Scoopsky. You designed a thumbnail. You are part of the elite. You know, you are the swamp that needs to be drained. Speaking of, proceeds to ignore all the plebeian comments. Says Swordfish17. Oh no, I don't think you're enough of a pleb. Feed stuns. I don't see you very often in streams. But I'm Welsh. Joey11, what Christmas meals do you like? I'm gonna be real with you. The one thing that I look forward to around Christmas is pigs in blankets. I saw, you know, like, did you see on my stream the other day? I found the pig in blanket burger. I'm gonna, if I don't get that for the end of Christmas, I'm gonna spend all of next year thinking, what was even the point of Christmas? What was even the point? Why was I Christmasing if I didn't Christmas in this way? Okay, so now we need to do the... Now we need to get over to this thing here. So again, we have to use the maths to work out the 9400 is not a multiple of 8. Because it's not. So that means that it starts at 9200 is. So that means 400 would start at 208. Which means 9214 is probably right. But then we need 70... So remove 96 and we get 704. This is a coordinate, but it's wrong. So 704 minus 16 would be... Oh, like 688. Chat, this is wrong too, though. So then let's take away 16 from this. No, that's wrong. Let's add 16 to this. 740. Nope, that's wrong too. Okay, you know how I was just proud of my skills for doing this right the first time? We're going to do it the... Oh, what is this, by the way, chat? What the heck? Yeah, I think we're going to do this the less than stellar way. And we're just going to break a bunch of sandstone until we find a chest. The brute force method never works as well as actually just knowing, chat. Pro tip. You think it would, but it does not. Hey, there we go. Oh my god! Straight into diamond! What are the odds? My god, chat. I was gonna get copper and we were gonna celebrate like crazy. It was gonna be the moment where I said, okay, I'm good. I don't need to I've satisfied my curiosity. Straight into diamond. This is a ridiculously low spawn chance. Oh my, on our second buried treasure too. Woo! RNG said, chat, when it comes to exploring my world, I did horrifically on copper horse armor, I think. But that's terrible. I found silence in like 4 ancient cities, and now I found this right here. Basically what I'm saying is these streams are dodgy and you should not trust them. Clearly, that's the only way I would take that. 2 water breathing potions. Oh, yeah, this is great. This is incredible. Nailed it. Silence like odds. I know, right? I'm so pleased. We don't need to do any more looking, chat. We can now call it a day. And I think I am going to look around just this area that I'm in already. And then do precisely that. Did I grab the diamond Northless armor? I feel like I might not have. Oh, got some iron from that zombie. Very lucky. Very, very lucky today, chat. Ludicrously lucky. So I'll put the iron in there, even though I don't believe in it. Put the gold in there. I've got an iron spear, but it really just... There's no value in one of those. I'll put the leads in here. And yeah, wonderful. So now I can put a Netherite thing on that, chat, and I can go straight into having the world's best Nautilus armor. Again, I think I would like, if it would be cool if I could also have some copper. I think best and worst would at least have some additional merit to me. But I'm okay with not having it. But if we're nearby anyway, and maybe I am, then would it be so bad if I just found this? The Herobrine dug hole did its magic to get that hole. That, honestly, chat, we have good RNG and we can blame Herobrine. It's all Herobrine's fault. We all love a good Herobrine. So we'll put this treasure map in there too. And we'll keep this metro map just on us. Okay. Luck of the sea. Yeah, luck of the sea indeed. It's that first fishing rod I found. It's been giving me all this luck all this time. So we are getting a bit far away from the origin of Zero, which is where I'd really love to be. But again, let's just do a quick peek around. If there's anything obvious. Oh, also those potions. They'd be really useful, right? Yeah, this might not be an ocean. Oh, it is, because it's got kelp. So, fly up into the sky, see if there's any sign of anything down there. I don't think there... Oh, actually, no, there's not. I don't think there is. I bet there are more buried treasures, but without the... Oh, chunk's still loading. It's been a while since I've had the game give me that. Yeah, I think we go back to that village that I came from. Luck of the Steve. I agree, Swordfish17. So, less 5648. Thank you for your comment. I'm still looking for underrated chatters, chat. Chatters I don't usually respond to. If anything, this is teaching me, like, wow. Regulars do have a high... You know, regulars have a stake in this thing. You know, that... Oh, okay. Okay, chat. The game is giveth, and Bedrock might be taketh away right now. We should be careful. It is giving me all the warnings it can. That something disastrous might be on the way. At some point, it is on us to heed those warnings. Yeah, I think if we just make a nether portal and go back home through it, I think I'd live happily ever after from that. Guess we're back to reading comments from the elites. Says probably someone unimportant and who we're going to have to behead in the upcoming revolution. Regulars just chat more. That could be it too, actually. Well, that's the interesting thing, right? The reason you're regular is because you chat more. And I guess if you chat more, even by, like, pure chance, you're going to improve your, you know, like, what is the value of someone receiving this? You know, I really, it took me, like, 28 years to really understand this chat. But a lot of people, when they talk, they have no care in what the recipient gets out of what they say. And that blows my mind on a level I can't describe. It's like, but why are you saying words if you don't care what the person receiving them gets? It's like, it's fun to say words. I don't understand what do you mean? Why do you eat food if you're not eating for a camera is what that question sounds like to them. Like, I do the thing because I want to do the thing. I don't do things I don't want to do. And it's like, oh yeah. I think it's it's only a specific subsect of personalities that are like thinking to themselves like, oh, I bet this is a comment that would be valued. I made this comment for you to read, says Corker8. Corker8, it's beautiful too. It took you 28 years to realize people love the sounds of their own voices. Yeah, it's very marginal for me. If you give me room to keep talking, I think I still only want to do it if you're giving the impression that you are enjoying this. If at any point during that discussion, it looks like you don't want to be part of the conversation, it would be like, even if I had no care of your feelings, no, like if I'm speaking to, you know, like the 1930s German man, even then, you know, I would still be like, you know, I'm not sure that it makes sense for both of us for me to continue doing this right here. So even though I'm enjoying telling you this story about the time that I got bit by a rat, I think that it's, or the time I picked up a rat, is a much better story. I think that we should both wait until you have more time. Zoom zoom. I was like there's a child, but not anymore, says Generic Eco. Oh, you used to care what people thought, and now you don't? Now you just say things for the fun of it? Is life better that way? Honestly, it helps. I think it's a really useful attitude to have for small talk. Like, in small talk, there is no value or exchange being conducted. You are simply trying to add a little bit of pleasantness to each other's days. And so it's like, yeah, there's no... The only thing that matters is whether the other person does not look horrified to be there. You know, there's no truthfulness requirement. You know, someone can be like, wow, good weather we're having here. And you can be like, actually, it's the warmest summer on record. And they'll be like, really? And you'd be like, yeah, probably. And they'll be like, wow, I'm going to tell people about that. And they don't care. They're not going to tell people. They like to feel that today is special in some way, and you've given them that. I don't do that, and I don't encourage doing that. Chat, do you think that corner is real? Sometimes you can't tell. Hey, Diluted Dante, I've been a regular chatter, and I certainly haven't improved value for anyone receiving this. You sure have, Diluted Dante. Rose Raffin says, I don't usually comment because I don't type very quickly, and I rarely have anything worth saying. I don't think that's true, Rose Raffin. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, it might be. I think that was I think that comment was valuable, Rose Raffin. I think you have told me, like, oh yeah, in my head, the things that I say aren't of huge value, and so I don't say them. Tommy says, what are you flogging at Amazon this year? I used to do the Amazon affiliate program, like early days of YouTube, like trying to work out, like, how do you make this work? The Amazon affiliate program is so ridiculously generous for a retailer that everyone uses. But it never worked out as being huge. Like, they had a huge bonus. It was, I can say these numbers now, because I'm sure the contracts have long expired, hopefully. They would give you $5 if someone signed up for Amazon Prime Video, and then also, if they bought anything else on the website, you'd get the usual 5%. You get 5% whenever anyone buys anything using your link to the most popular retailer in the world. And so, any product I wanted to, like, any product I thought people would want, because capture cards is something most people don't know about. Weird gear for the, you know, like a fun hat like this. I figured, like, this is a game changer. This will be the way that a YouTube channel can support itself. I've never made more than $20 a month from it. Even with, you know, like millions of impressions on videos where we talk about it. Even with a bunch of people who are like, yeah, this is specifically exactly what I want. The most I made in a year was somewhere close to £100. In like 2015 or 16 or something. And then I lost a bunch of it because they pay you via check. And check payments have really heavy fees because legacy banks still think they can get away with that. It's a nightmare. I've been boycotting Amazon for like a decade now, woot. Oh, that's fun, David. What's the reason you boycott Amazon? Also, look at that swamp over there. That's beautiful. This has to go on the list of weird things about my world. I think I should put together a little Google Doc about this at this point. I'm insanely extrovert. I like to comment to hopefully keep the conversation going, plus for engagement and support. I love that, Hayushi. I think, genuinely, if you love commenting on these streams, I think I'm, like, happy for it. As long as you're not, like, if you were loving commenting on these streams, but every comment was like, hey, Toy Cat, do you think we're all gonna die someday? Hey, Toy Cat, could you tell me when I'm gonna die? Hey, Toy Cat, when are you gonna die? Hey, Toy Cat, is it gonna be the same time? Hey, Toy Cat, will it be painful or will it be like... I mean, even that's not bad, actually. I'm pretty comfortable with the subject of death compared to most people. Man, I don't want one company to control what I buy, see, think, etc. Yeah, I think weirdly, in my mind, so I think monopolies, they break every, you know, like part of the society that we need to function in, right? I think that monopolies are really, really good on their way up and really disastrous on their way down. I've been thinking about this a lot recently of like how the business cycle really affects, like, in theory, a big economy should have enough businesses that are startups and trying to grow, and also enough businesses that are like mature, that like the marketplace should be balanced. But I think the whole world, because of the massive rise of tech companies, and specifically how they're focused in one tiny part of the world, I think the whole world experienced a decade of massive optimism, and everything is going to be free, and everything's going to be better at an insane rate we've never seen. And then the term, you know, enshittification, I don't like it. I think it's like describing like business wants to make money and is evil for doing it. I can't believe that they want returns on their investments. When they gave us money for free, we liked it, but now they want the money back. We think they're evil moneylenders, or what's the word? Usurers? Usury? Yeah, usury is I think the term I'm looking for. You know, it's like you know, I'm really in favor of debt when I get money, and I'm really against debt when I owe money. Is the attitude that it feels like sometimes. But yeah, Amazon is a company I think is like really, really powerful in that they started the whole online thing. But I think that they can never get like a true... I think they've got, because at least right now, maybe Prime Video is an exception to this. Maybe Prime, if they started a social media network or something. But it feels as though Amazon to me is like an easy retailer. But I always now, maybe because Amazon like dropped the ball, I always now like double check like, could I buy this somewhere else? Or what it actually is if I'm going to buy somewhere else, I'll double check, can I buy this on Amazon? And if I find it on Amazon and it doesn't have a low enough price, I go, yeah, I'll check somewhere else. I'm not committed to buying this here. So chat, I've definitely not gone to this treasure chest. It'd be nice to have a second set of Nautilus armor. I cannot have been here. Oh, yeah. Knew I shouldn't have gone right home. Best and worst, chat. And also a treasure map. We could find a third. Should we find a third? I'll find a third. No one can stop me from finding treasure. Yeah, let's go do it. Oh, look at this map. These maps are so beautiful sometimes. Like, what is this? Oh, you can't see it. I've been talking about maps that you can't see, chat. That is terrible of me. Okay, so this is what the map looks like. There we go. Do you put the money on free parking, get $500 for landing on Go? Nope, you're playing Monopoly wrong, Chilius Bean. What are your opinions on Netflix buying Warner Brothers, HBO? Yeah, I think that, weirdly, okay, so, weirdly, I think Netflix is an example where you can look at it and say, the monopoly would have been better. Obviously, we don't have the counterfactual, the example of a world where we did have one. But because I think that, okay, I guess we have a world where companies have a monopoly on the streaming rights for shows, whereas actually, your face is the most beautiful map. So streaming services are really, really good for creators of movies and TV shows. A lot of content got requisitioned, or sorry, it's not called requisitioned, commissioned, I guess. So negative Z now, by the way. Let's just fly into this treasure. A lot of content got, you know, commissioned specifically for it. But it's really, really bad for the consumer because it's, you know, one streaming service then owns that content. And they started signing deals that are pretty favorable to themselves in exchange for signing all this stuff, right? And, yeah, so I've probably been down here. If it doesn't have suspicious, I'm just not even going to try. Yeah, I don't see anything suspicious here, chat. Only thing suspicious is the lack of anything suspicious, if you ask me. No, let me outfit. Yeah, I think that, in theory, a monopoly would have been good under this monopoly system. I think a double monopoly might have served consumers eventually. Or it might have led to a world where every single... If Netflix was the only service out there, or Disney Plus or whatever was the only service out there, then it would have been allowed to get more expensive, but it still would have been cheap. Oh, we're going the wrong way, chat. Oh, because it's positive Z. Anime streaming slightly improved when they all merged into one. Yeah, there's a... If you're going to have a single monopoly, a double monopoly is arguably ideal. Whereas right now we have monopolies for creators. For, you know, and in effect we have... oh, wow! I don't know how that possibly happened, but I'll take it. We have monopolies. We have... the benefits of monopolies go to creators of content. And the downsides are felt by the consumers of content. So yeah, we have to go all the way that way, which is going to be a pain. But I'll do it, chat. I'll do it. And we could have had a world where the benefits were felt by the consumers as well. Everything you want is in one place for one subscription fee. I think I would feel comfortable paying whatever Netflix costs if it had everything I would want to watch online. There's a show I wanted to watch, chat. It's called The Couch. It's the new Tim Robinson one. I think it's called The Couch Company. And it's like, oh, that's only available on Hulu, and so it's just not available in the UK because Hulu doesn't have a UK version. It's like, this is an example of what Dasher is frequently saying, where it's like, if you don't provide a service that I can buy, then there's not even a choice. It's not even a moral argument about whether I should pirate this or not. It's like, my choices are, the correct choice is not consume. But it's like, yeah, this is, the fact that you think just having the rights is more valuable than doing anything with them is something that will drive many people to the piracy angle, I think. So yeah, we're going to go for rational digging again. Oh, there's another wreck down there. So let's put some stuff away just so I've immediately got spaces. I do not need this one potato. I don't know how I got this one potato. And let's put the stuff away in this chest. It's a great one. Love it. It's doing great for me. It's now full though. Okay, chat. Can I get this found right here, right now? Let's find out. Star Trek DS9 is bringing up Netflix mid-season free of watching my knife radicalize me. That and being able to see Derry Girls of the original soundtrack. Yeah, that... Okay, so... the fact that Netflix cuts episodes differently, very fascinating. So actually, that to me proves... So the way it should work is Netflix can have their alternative cuts of shows, and that could be their feature. That should be their value add. Netflix has built a wall around themselves legally, rather than a wall around themselves by serving the customer. It should be that you want to use Netflix or you want to use Disney Plus because their service is the best, but you use them because they have a monopoly on the content that you love. Whereas if we built a fair, market where every streaming service had to pay every show X amount when you wanted to go on them, just like how Spotify works. You can be on Spotify and you can be on Apple Music. Is Apple Music a thing? I think it's still a thing. You can be on Spotify and you can be on Tidal. I'm really not a music guy. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, you can be on Spotify and YouTube Music is a great example. And so now Spotify and YouTube Music compete on who can be the best music app. They don't compete on, oh yeah, we have Kanye West and you have Iron Maiden. Which one do you like more? That would be stupid. That would be ridiculous. No one would like that. A lot of old media is only available because pirates preserved it. Yeah, it's a weird model that we went to for digital. It's not how my YouTube videos work. I mean, my YouTube videos work kind of where the monopoly's on my end. I get to pick where my content goes, and I will pick the platform that is best for me and for my viewers, right? I have a choice. Like YouTube has their tip system built in, and I say, oh, you're taking 30% and your value add is checks notes. Oh, it's easy to have, little stickers on your platform and that's it. No, we use Streamlabs and a decent, 50-60% of people tip via Streamlabs now. And it's like, yeah, that is better for you and for me. You want your tip to go to me. I want your tip to go to me. Life is better if we all agree. Oh, that was beautiful. So chat, yeah, I can't find this. I should just do the math, shouldn't I? I was making a big point about how I can do the maths. So 7,200 would be a multiple of 16. So we take away 90. We take away 80. And then, okay, so 31, 71, 36. This is the coordinate. And then we'll just dig down every multiple of 4 until we get there. Not this one. I mean, it could be below that. Not this one. So now we'll go to the next multiple of 4. I could do the maths, but as long as you do one part of maths, life gets easier for the rest. Not there either. Oh, so this might be a bit too... Yeah, but we'll go further this way. So 620. Okay, this is where it's going to be, chat. This is where it's going to be. I'm wrong. Okay, 616. Yeah, we're at a good coordinate for Z right now. So let's go closer to 7120. Oh, it's way too far forward. but it seems correct. Okay, chat, right here. No, this isn't it either. Okay, let's do the maths on what is... Hey, Google, what is 600 divided by 8?
The result of 608 is 75.
Oh, so we go to 616 then. So that's the mistake we've been making. Or 632. 632 is a bit off. 616 is over here. So 616, 7128, 7120 is right here. Do you see how the pin is a little... The pin is a little misleading here. It thinks that it's right there, but it's not. It's over here. I feel like I should make a whole video about buried treasure. It is my favorite silly technique. Oh, okay, I've been here though. So, chat. Oh, but it's in the middle of them, right? So you're using a third-party service to steal 30% of that money from YouTube? No, but right, if YouTube said though, right? Funnily enough, right? If YouTube said you're not allowed to, it would be theft. I mean, I guess it'd be a moral debate at some point. But if YouTube said and everyone agreed that, yeah, it's only really tipping when it's via YouTube. Otherwise, you're skimming money from YouTube that they need to pay for the servers. That'd be something. If this was a YouTube exclusive stream, that is to say, if YouTube did something to specifically have me be on YouTube only, you know, if YouTube had put money into me that they were expecting to make back via super chats, that would be the same thing. Okay, chat. I was so proud of myself earlier, and now I've never been more lost. Okay, let's just keep going around these coordinates. There's a salmon here. Maybe the map is just wrong. You know, maybe it's not me who's wrong. Maybe it's the map, chat. Yeah, I want to be right about this. I want to know where this is. I need the heart of the sea. If I'm being honest, I really need the heart of the sea. So let's destroy all the way down to the seabed. And let's destroy a bunch of the blocks. I don't care if they go flying. I'm just going to get this done, chat. Someone needs to, and that someone is me. You have no companies to make money, but not when it's YouTube making money off your tips. Oh, but what I'm saying with that case, right, is that is a needless middleman. I'm a big believer in people being able to make money from their work. So the case of Netflix is Netflix are jumping in between you and your content and saying, you will pay us, and then we'll make sure we pay people the right amount. But, you know, Netflix is also famous for canceling series that people love early, and that's the problem that you should have with the Netflix model. Whereas the open platform model, the Spotify, the whatevers of the world, is you should feel bad if you're taking money from Spotify, right? But you shouldn't feel bad if you're then doing it via YouTube, because then you're still giving it to the artist. You're still giving it to the creator, which I'll concede is a position I come to, which is, you know, like a mighty convenient position, like creator is pro creator. But I'm also like, I'm in a world where I've seen so many people get screwed over by contracts they don't understand. I've seen people be screwed over by, like, you know, there's a lot of people in this industry just assume that the standard is the way where you will be looked after, and they assume that there is such a thing as a standard, and like, oh yeah, if I'm doing the contracts this way, this must be how the big guys do it. You know, to this day, back in the day, like, networks would come in and be a super scummy intermediary and take 40% of your earnings with no benefit, and they would convince you, like, yeah, we have these big guys in our network, but the big guys would be in their network basically exclusively. Hey, we finally found it. Oh, no heart of the sea. Oh, we're full. So let's take the iron out. Put the gold in. Oh, I've got to do something about this, chat. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die real bad. I mean, I guess is there bad dying? Isn't it all just dying? So let's go back into there. So I don't know why it was... Yeah, I think I just miscalculated, actually. This would have been something I could have found logically. I just didn't because I'm stupid. So let's put the... Let's put it in here over the bow. I don't need the bow. And then I'll drink a water-breathing potion now, just because it's better than leaving it here in perpetuity. So give it a drinky drink. What does a heart of the sea do? You can use it to make that one item. You know the one item? I hope you know the one item. The conduits. It's really good. I agree money should go to the creator. So question. Yeah, right. So I think the only reason people feel good about pirating, like to use your case for lost 80s media, is it's like, yeah, the creators were paid once for that piece of work. And then the publishers paid them once because they're like, and we'll make our money. And once they made their money 10 years later, they stopped caring about this one thing because it made up 0.1% of their revenue. And so really their rights should have expired and gone back to the original creator. Like if you want to download super old NES or N64 games, Nintendo shouldn't own those rights. The developers who care and love about those games should. I saw something recently. It was the creator of a really old game who saw someone had like gone back through and like recreated their code or something, and they're like, "This is delightful." And it's like, yeah, because they're glad that their thing is being played and being used, and obviously if there's profit, they would like some of that. But it's like a very different vibe to when someone makes a thing and you allow them to exist. Like, abstraction is kind of good. Abstraction is the reason you can have, you know, to go back to why I think I'm, like, broadly not anti-Amazon like I think most people are. It's like, having Amazon manage the nicheties of getting your product into the world is almost like a democratizing factor. Now you don't need to know distribution in order to make a product. You just need to be willing to give 8% of your sales plus 7% of your sales to some giant conglomerate. The giant conglomerate gets rich on that 7%. But if you didn't want to do, if your alternative was not doing it, then you don't have to. And also, as soon as you don't want to use them, you're usually not locked into a contract. So I think it's good for the small buyer. Again, I do come up the world from what I can see. You know, it's like, you know, when people from like posh families have the opinion of like, well, I just think that inheritance tax is wrong. Mummy and daddy worked very hard for that money, and I would like to have it one day. And it's like, oh, so you're upset only at the point that they cannot pass their money to you when they die. But just so you know, if they passed it to you while they're alive, you would pay no tax. Which means that really, you know, sounds like you're you know, like there's a yeah, anyway, but it's also the same thing with like the reverse, like, oh yeah, I grew up on benefits, and so I think they should get way higher because there is not enough for everything. Because you know what's funny is like the world is like pretty. There is no world that is more like judgmental and class-based than like school children, is what I would say. I think a lot about how everyone in my class had those stupid like what are they called, like man bags, like you know, basically a purse but for men. It was like instead of bringing a backpack to school, they'd bring a tiny little fanny pack, maybe. I don't even know what you want to call it, but it was a cool thing. And it was like, yeah, you're missing out if you don't have one of those. I could see how that would shape your entire life experience of being like, and therefore I think that there should never be, you know, like, you know, I think it almost like, it shaped my opinion against fashion, right? I'm like, oh, fashion's great. It's a wonderful way to show that you both have disposable income and disposable time. Because, like, you know, it's a funny thing, right? Like, fashion in theory is about showing that you have good taste. Fashion should be about, or maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know what you think it should be about. In theory, fashion's like really just like, oh, do you have good taste? Can you find good-looking clothes to wear? But in reality, it's like, oh, do you know the right places to go? Can you replace the clothes when the trends change, etc.? Inheritance tax in my country doesn't even affect assets. They'd still get their family home. But yeah, you a lot of people do come at the world from their own biased perspectives, and I mean that not in terms of like super, not even just like I picked real political examples just to go really heavy into like both ends of the class spectrum. But let's now take it from like, if you ever speak to an estate agents live in a world where they magic kind of value into existence. Every piece of work they do is, you know, like estate agents, if you don't know, are usually self-employed. They work for a big company, but they're self-employed. So they magic money into existence by choosing to work for it. So an estate agent is someone who really doesn't favor the concept of, you know, like taking their money that they chose to earn. Because, you know, like unlike normal jobs where you get paid a stable amount, estate agents get paid based on their commission. So it's really far in the future, and it's really based on what you've done. So they have like a really different worldview than, say, someone who works in a stable, like a teacher or a prison worker or you know, like something like that. Like people who work those jobs have the kind of view that's like, oh, even if you just work for a big enough company that you know you won't be fired if you keep doing roughly the same performance as you do right now. People who work in those environments are like, yeah, I think we should, you know, like, I don't think it would hurt too much. You know, so what if business goes down 5%? You know, money isn't everything. And it's like, well, because in your personal life you've chosen that. It doesn't mean you should choose that for everyone else. In the same way the people who, you know, the estate agents of the world and professions like that who are very heavily commission-based shouldn't say that money is everything and money is... honestly, to not conform, you're still conforming. Yeah, to go back to the fashion thing, a lot of people think you can opt out from the choice of fashion, but choosing to opt out is just a choice still. It's just a different choice. There's a, you know, you might think that you can choose against having a first impression that you give to the world, but not choosing a first impression is a first impression. Not giving off an impression is a thing. Personal fashions, like a mix between a painting and a puzzle, working to create a fun silhouette. Yeah, there's a... I think that you are... I think there's, like, different problems you're solving in different aspects of life, right? To have a nice home. This took me a while to work out. You know, So I've now had 2 places that I've had any amount of control over, chat. Oh, there's a bunch of compressed ice in here. A bunch of weird things in this one. Don't know what to do with that information. 2 grass blocks. I see why that stayed there. Maybe I could put the... It shouldn't have lasted this long, but I'll put the rotten flesh in the bundle. Bring that home with me. Hi, Tokat. Good to see you. It's good to see you too, Chase Jimmy. Minnesota. It's midnight for me, so I'm heading to bed now. Says Hayushi. It was great to see you, Hayushi. You must be Finnish. That's what I've worked out. That's my conclusion that I've drawn from your comments today. The toy cat wears Prada. But yeah, loads of people get this. Loads of people understand the world from the biases of who they interact with on a daily basis. Because have you ever had the idea that you are the closest of the 5 people you're around? I think it's really important to understand that, like, even if you don't agree with one of those 5 people, they still become an archetype in your world. You know, like, in the same way that an estate agent is a classic example of someone who believes that, you know, all money is earned money and therefore all money that is taken away is stolen money. And yeah, I think, I guess also you go on the next level and be like, yeah, you know, they see, you know, like, an estate agent has to deal with the overlap between a home and an asset, which is one of the craziest things that we just accept in society, that someone's asset is someone else's home. Like, it's insane on both levels, right? I don't let anyone live inside of my, you know, I've got a collection of coins. I don't let anyone live in that collection of coins. And if I were to let someone live in that collection of coins, I think I would be reasonable in saying, oh yeah, mate, you're living in my coins, I'd like to sell them. Please, could you leave my coins? You know, I would like to look at them or sell them. Honestly, it's, if I own them, it would be nice. But, like, estate agents have to deal with the overlap of, like, the other side of, like, because as much as you know, I'm making the point now that how is it you can own something and then someone is allowed to say, it's my home, I have rights to make sure that you never get to use it as a thing you own. The reverse side is like, oh yeah, you can have your home that you're paying to rent. Someone can just kick you out of it at any moment just because they own it, man. As if you can own bricks. Also, I'm slightly off to the side today. Correct answer, David. 11:35 p.m. in the Netherlands. That must be where all our Dutch friends live. Thank you for making it to the stream, Dasher, by the way, even though it's super late. I know that you've been saying streams should be earlier, and they've been doing the exact opposite. You have many choices in streamer, and I thank you for choosing Toy Cat. So now we're going to put our copper armor somewhere worthwhile. I kind of want to just put it on some Nautili. I think that makes some sense, right? But I feel like we should make Neverite first. No, we'll save the Neverite. We'll make it a big moment. I also don't let people live my coin collection. It causes damage to them. Yeah, right. So that's a funny. Okay. That's the weird level that I think estate. Again, I think specifically, landlords, tenants, estate agents are all this tripart of one of the most confusing problems we've invented. We decided houses were an asset class. They always were a bit of an asset class, but now within the modern world of finance, houses are an asset class. And so you get to own this thing that can cost you most of a lifetime's wage, you know, like most of $1 million if you live in a big expensive city. A substantial part of a lifetime wage. You get to own this thing, and then in exchange for owning this thing, when someone lives there, you get a percentage of their income. Kind of insane. It sounds like we've invented governments on a small scale. But in exchange for you getting their income, in exchange for them living in your house, they then get absurd rights that you wouldn't get. Like, if I let you borrow my car, you couldn't say, well, I need this car to get to work now, so I'm not going to give it back. I would say, no, you are giving the car back, and then I would call the police, and they would say, yeah, that's his car. But the rental contract is, and there's, you legally cannot set standards below this. You can't, if I had a spare house, I don't. If I had a spare house, first of all, you know, I wouldn't be wearing a communist hat today, that's for sure. But if I had a spare house, I wouldn't be able to... I'm going to go put these shards somewhere, by the way, and also dump out the valuables from this. If I did have a spare house, I wouldn't be able to just say, yeah, you can live in there for 3 months while I go and do some stuff. Because when I got back, I wouldn't be able to be sure that you're gone. Because you have no legal right to be gone. Which means that if I do have an empty house that I think I might want in some time, unless I desperately need the money, I'm not going to rent it out. Therefore, there are large numbers of... It's not that large. It's like... But like 3-4% of houses that someone could be living in, the owner's like, yeah, not going to bother letting people live in that one. And it's like, oh yeah, that seems like a broken system, you know? Like, you ever hear about government cheese? Like, the American government buys cheese and then stores it in a cave? And that's good for the economy, apparently. If big government is to be believed. I'm speaking about the US government. The UK government doesn't store any cheese in caves. That's why we get cheaper cheese. Because our government doesn't spend money outbidding us on our cheese. Okay, so let's now... Yeah, I think I'm going to go put the copper Nautilus armor on someone for now. It's really positive to me that no-fault evictions are being abolished in May next year. See, yeah, that's where I'm getting at this, right, Polly? I think... So, as someone who is neither a landlord nor a tenant, right? And intends to be neither... Actually, I think I intend to be a tenant in the future. For, like, short terms. Like, I don't know, I think if I ever sell the house, I think I'd rather sell, maybe rent for a bit, and then buy. Or, you know, I feel like some overlap might make your life a bit better on that. Stores it in a cave, what? Yeah, look up the cheese caves. That sounds like a joke. Look up the cheese caves. The cheese caves are real. It sounds like a conspiracy theory. I sound like the rat that I picked up has taken control of me, and I've been listening to the rat version of Alex Jones. Anyway, so yeah, I think that this is a real thing in the UK. There is now the theory, the wording is that no fault evictions are banned. You cannot be evicted from a house that you rent with no fault. That is not a thing you can do anymore. And that is a good thing when you word it like that. And if you word it like this, it becomes a bit more like gray area. Like, now even if a tenant and a landlord both agree that they want to sign a contract that is longer or shorter than it. If it's shorter than a year, I think it benefits the tenant and not the landlord. Yeah, it would benefit the tenant because they could get out easy and not the landlord. So a tenant benefits, but if a tenant wants to sign a 3-year deal, they can't. It's year by year, and every year is when, you know, price changes, etc. can come in. But I think even messier than that is the fact that I'm always like, it means that a lot of people are now going to be like, oh yeah, I don't know if I want, you know, again, because we have this wacky idea of like asset classes that are mixed in with someone's right to live somewhere. And so it's like, in theory, if you wanted to not be evicted from a property, you could have previously signed a really long deal with the landlord. But now, neither you nor the landlord are legally able to make a super long deal. It has to be every single year recurring. And you get to stay there as long as you want in theory. But then that means the landlord can just make it as... You get those weird situations where the landlord doesn't want you... You know, like an economic transaction where one of the parties doesn't want to be involved isn't actually very pleasant. You know, it's like forcing someone to sell you something or forcing someone to buy something from you is when things get really uncomfortable. You know, like that's kind of where I'm getting at with like I think that there are so many parts of the world that are deliberately just super painful and rough, for specifically that reason. Also, I'm gonna go put my stuff away. I only tamed... How many cats did I tame today, chat? I only tamed this many. Also, I'm still not anywhere close to getting the bow and arrow 50 meters done. I could definitely just do this any minute. If I could get a download of my world, I could download a copy, get it on there. Could my life good. Also, oh no, bad game having your Nautilus despawn. Oh yeah, imagine if it did that, how much I'd lose. Would be disastrous. Instead of starting a stream early and ending it late, you should start one late and end it early. That's a good idea, Akash Warrior. That's what we'll have to do on the next stream, clearly. So yeah, this map is just going to go on my big old map chest, and I'll be good. So Kat, do you think the moon landing is fake? I personally would not be surprised. See, I think that every conspiracy theory all stems from the same logic of the world is confusing and random and strange. We've been in this rent house for 12 years and changed to a rolling contract because the estate agent managers wouldn't let us have a long contract. See, but then that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, I think it's weird. It probably like makes some sense in some model. I don't think that super long-term renting is like necessarily the best. It makes sense in lots of situations, right? But I think over a really long term, it is a deal that gets... I guess like at some point, in the same way that my coin collection, I'm going to want to sell it eventually. Maybe because I have a healthcare bill. Maybe it's like the same thing of that is like, if I wanted to sell my coins and I wasn't able to, then even though it might be good for whoever's allowed to have my coins or is renting my car, and now I can't use it, it feels... It's like, whenever there's like laws that are like, oh yeah, employers really need, you know, like need to do X, Y, Z. Unless the employers and the employees both really want it, you get like weird, messy things around the edges. Do you know what I mean about that? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of like malicious compliance. Oh, here's a fun one, chat. In the US, you have to pay, I think it's called an excise tax on every airline ticket you buy. It's something like 7.5%. But you only pay the excise tax on mandatory... you only pay the excise tax on mandatory charges. So that is to say, if you have to buy the thing to get your airline ticket, you pay an excise tax. But you don't pay it on, say, a seat assignment or a checked bag. And so I think all the low-cost carriers do it to a weird different degree. But if you want to... all the low-cost carriers have some weird version of it. Okay, chat. Morna, I think, is a new one. Yeah, new pottery shirt. Awesome. But if you wanna buy an airline ticket from Spirit or Frontier, technically speaking, 90% of the ticket is a online website surcharge. It's a ridiculous part of the ticket, and you can avoid that surcharge if you go to the airport 10 a.m. to 10:17 a.m. On a Wednesday, only from airports that have the sales center. I think there's like 2 of them. They make it like the bare minimum to get away with saying it's optional to spend so much on an online fee. And for the consumer, you spend the same amount. Or in theory, you spend less because there's no tax on it. Or maybe, you know, it's who's the instance of the tax on? Maybe you could argue that the government just gets less money and the company makes more. I don't know what you want to argue here. I just want to make the point that, yeah, there is... so I think I'm just going to put a second chest. Oh, there is a second chest back there. Is that going to have more maps in it? Yeah, it is. In there goes the treasure. And then we'll take both of these treasure maps out. And I'll lock them both in, I think. So which one is mapped and which one isn't? So that's mapped. Make sure this one is not. Oh, no, I ballsed it. It's a different map. So that means the map that I just put away, there. This is the one I want. Oh, no. What did I do, chat? Did some of my maps get randomly confused? Or is it... There's another map in here, maybe? Oh, I had all the maps I needed, but now they don't work. So we'll just put them in. They don't matter anymore. I'm heartbroken you missed my moon landing joke. Oh, no! I did. Dasher says the moon landing is fake. It was filmed in the cheesecake. So a mate that gives us reassurance that when the landlord can't say he's going to sell and we have to move. I've only had a job in the last 8 years where I've earned enough for a mortgage and now I'm too old. Yeah, right. So, but... Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, the ideal would be... I guess, like, you are in the tricky edge case of, like... The ideal for you would be this, and the ideal for him would be this. You can't do this. You're saying you can't get a mortgage, and that's, like, very reasonable. And again, it's like, that's systemic of the fact that, like, isn't it insane that it's just expected? It's... No one could afford a house without a mortgage. Without, you know, like, generational money. So that, like, defeats that whole problem. In theory, the correct solution would be like, oh, you want a house, so you could save for 5 years, and then you would have enough for a house. But unless your savings income is in the high 5 figures or low 6 figures range, that's not going to happen. But yeah, in my opinion, isn't that an example of, like, you are getting something cool, but someone else is being forced to give it to you? Like, it'd be something if the government were like, oh yeah, we'll underwrite that and we'll make sure that if the landlord wants to sell, we'll buy it off them and we'll be your tenant until you leave and then we'll sell it. And you know, they could underwrite the whole transaction and it wouldn't make any difference to, like, their bottom line, and you would have a better landlord, I assume. But it's messy in that the landlord could be like, yeah, I really want to sell this thing that I bought with the intention of selling, but I accidentally rented to people who do not want to leave. And what are we going to do about that? Yeah, I don't know. But that's... I think that because I view the world that way, I set up my life in a way around that I would not have been able to did I not view the world that way. Which is why... It's the thing I'm saying about how, like, accountants and, like, government job people get into a clash. The state agents and the prison officers just cannot understand each other's view of the world. Yeah. Also, so there's 2 subreddits I get randomly recommended on Reddit. One is r/UK landlords and one is r/UK tenants. They're very competitive with each other. They both believe that each other are to blame for every problem in the world, as far as I can tell. And as silly as that sounds, and it is, it's like, yeah, in a tense market that's, like, super regulated like that, you only, you know, everyone wants to have, like, the good tenant. Everyone wants to have the good situation. Only housing associations should be able to do long-term rentals. Yeah, I think that my hot take is I think short-term rentals should be really cheap, and, like, for the you know, maybe even furnished should be the default. You know, like university or Airbnb style. I think every city should have a... This is my, like, radical housing opinion, right? I think every city, especially anywhere with jobs that people need or want to live in, you know, the Moscows, the New Yorks, the, you know, the Sheffields of the world. I think that 3 equally big cities, by the way, definitely true. Also, the door did it again, chat. The door definitely did it again. I think that all of these places, I think they should all have places that you can live, where you've got a bed, you've got your furniture that's needed for a comfort, you know, like a little... You know, like the smallest living that you can do en masse. That's soundproofed from everyone around you as best as can humanly be done. And then where there's, like, a communal cafeteria. Maybe someone runs it. Maybe it's just really cheap, you know, government meals or whatever. I think that the bare minimum living should be like that. First of all, because then you'd know that anyone is homeless by choice. You know, if it's so cheap to go there, then everyone gets to... You know, you get to wash your hands a little bit, which isn't great, but... you do get to feel like, oh yeah, this is dealt with. And then also, you know, when, like, I would have loved being able to live in the city, but I literally could not afford it. I couldn't even comprehend affording it when I wanted to move to the city. But if it was like, oh yeah, there's these 200 a month rooms where then you can save to either later get your own place or later do that, that would be really cool. Okay, chat. I think this is where we end today's What do I do with this coal? You're describing the projects. No, but again, every one of the countries that tries this is like, and it's income limited. I think that Jeff Bezos should be able to live there. I think that the Queen should be able to live there. I think you should be able to live there, KJ Mars. I think Scottis 9741. I think everyone should be able to, because there's enough of it that we don't worry. In the same way that when the government buys that cheese to raise your prices, everyone can buy it. That's a bad example. It's a reverse example. But like when we want people to do something, we make sure it's as easy as possible. And if you look at how housing is done right now, it's as tricky as possible. There's lots of options and they're all very hard. You know, it's like we're specifically designing for homelessness as much as we can. I have 20k in savings. What are we going to do is in 3 years get a mortgage under our daughter's name, then we'll live in it and it will be hers when we die. So I'm going to give you financial advice at the end of this big rant just because, you know, Polly, I think everyone else is going to hate this or is going to hate me for saying this. As in, like, I could be talking about, like, rats and guns right now and instead I'm talking about mortgages specifically to the UK. The biggest pro tip in the world, when you buy your first house, you get a whole string of benefits. They've slightly reduced them under the current government, but there are things you only get for your first home. And so if you buy someone else's home as your first home, that is a downside that you are imparting on them later. I think stamp duty is the easiest example. So you would have to get it's a really complicated product. It's called like a joint borrower sole ownership model to make sure specifically she owns none of your house, you know, until you die or whatever. It's really important that you make sure she doesn't own a house until she owns a house. It's the wait, look into it. It's the Rachel Reeves thing, right? No, not Rachel Reeves. The Angela. There was a scandal about it, and that is your advice to why you can know. I'm listening because I want to get one in the next 2 years. Yeah, if you're getting a house for the first time, pro tip, a lot easier. First time buyers get all sorts of weird incentives. Like some banks will give you cheaper mortgages. You get a big discount on stamp duty, which is a big one. Buyers like it when you're a first-time buyer because you're what is called chain-free. So you can use that as at least a slight negotiating tactic. Like if you can tell that someone lives in a place and is, you know, if someone definitely lives in the place already and they're moving somewhere else, they're going to be so much more excited to have someone who is chain-free because when you buy their house, it's the done. So as soon as they can get moved into their house, you can move into yours. You're very unlikely to pull out because your house isn't going to not sell. Or people hate when the buyer already owns a house. If they also are looking to move at the same time they buy. So there you go. There's also Angela Rayner. What is her name? Is it Angela Rayner? She's the deputy prime minister, or she was, and now she is again. Maybe I don't know. That she had a scandal because she didn't realize she owned a property already. I guess that's a different thing. That's additional property. If you own any amount of property, your next house gets more expensive. If you've ever owned any amount of property, your first house gets more expensive. Because it's not your first house. Yeah, that's how it works. It gets the... I ran into this because of my buying and selling dates weren't the same. I bought before I sold. And so I paid a huge amount of money to the government. And I swear to God, this is the most insane thing I've ever done, chat. They ask for a ludicrous sum of money and you have to pay it up front. Your solicitors give you a very strongly worded email saying every day they'll add an ungodly number of thousands to the charge if this isn't paid. And then so you go onto a government portal and you say, I would like you to send me the £20,000 that I had to send you legally even though I didn't own you. And then just a random government webpage is like, yeah, that sounds right. And they just send it to you. And it's scary. And I needed to send that money to other people. So it was a stressful process. Buying houses is a whole thing. You rent instead. Rent one of the lovely government accommodations that will exist in my dream society. The post-war concept of council housing was that everyone lived there. The working man, the doctor, and the clergyman will live in close proximity of each other. That is true. Look at the Barbican if you want to see a fancy example of it. But even though that was the concept, and even though it could have really worked as a concept, I think that it should end. If you want to, again, in my view of the world, which is informed by the post, Thatcherite or whatever economy I grew up in, I think that, like, if you want to own a place and live in there stably, then I think that should be a whole separate category to if you want to be somewhere cheaply because you need to live somewhere. I think there should be, like, 2 camps. Whereas we had the weird model where we're like, what if you could have all the benefits of owning a place, but get this, the government picks up the money. It's like, oh, that's a problem. What if instead, like there is a cheap but very stable form of place that's available for anyone, and then if you want, like the nice house in the suburbs with the 4-car driveway and the, I don't even know what people want, but if you want that, then it's something. So count for PM. Thank you, Big Old Witch. I will run for project manager soon. You know what's funny? So I know you mean prime minister, but I'm gonna stick on the project managing thing. If you do live in a city, everyone works in project management, chat. I swear to God, everyone I know who works a professional job, they work in some degree of project manager. And the one person I knew who wasn't a project manager, I said like, yeah, like everyone's a project manager. Thank God you're not. And they're like, do you not know I'm a project manager, Andrew? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then the other person, the only person who's ever corrected me is like, I'm not a project manager, I'm a product manager. It's the same, but with a higher title. And I was like, oh my God, everyone's a project manager. But yeah, because I had to organize. I'm in a group chat with a couple of project managers, and they do so much project management at work. They can't do it in their life. And so there's one of my friends from childhood, and her mother's like one of the closest adults in my life to me. So I'm like, we were all trying to organize like a Christmas thing chat, and like someone said I can't do Saturday, someone said I can't do Friday, and I said, like, so I can do both Friday, I can do any of those days, and then it like kind of sat there, and I had to come in and be like, okay. You can't do Friday, you can't do Saturday, can everyone do Sunday? What about venues? I had to do the whole, like, you're going there, you're doing this, you're going there, you're doing this. And I had to, like, sort it out. And it's the silliest thing. That if, I guess it's like, if someone asked me to, like, play Minecraft for that, like, if someone asked me to do this, not for, like, my job, air quotes, maybe I would want to do it less. Well, everything is a project, and the main way to move up in the business world is to manage others. Yeah, I think we've replaced the word manager with project manager, so that you don't feel like you manage people, you manage projects, but you manage projects by managing people, because it's people who work on projects. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who just don't like the idea of being managed, though. Understandably so. I don't want to be managed. Can't control me, man. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go now. I was gonna make this short chat. I don't know how this stream ended up at 2.5 hours. Thank you for coming along. I had a great time today. If you did as well, come check out tomorrow. We're streaming Sunday to Friday for Streammas. It's crazy that it's every day, but it's a good every day. So I'll see you tonight. No, I'll see you tomorrow night. Unless you're in Finland, in which case I'll see you tonight. Or Russia. Wait, what's the Russian salute? One sec. Russian salute. Do 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 do.